You're watching them.
And how goes TNG?
I'm 10 episodes in.
Okay.
So it's good. I like some of the characters so far, but I imagine that this first season stuff might change a little bit for like how some of them are. I know Riker gets a goatee, so I imagine his personality is going to change a little bit.
So it's a ways away.
I like my boy Data. I like Geordi LaForge. I do wish Worf was more present. And can you tell me, is there any episodes where Worf just fucks people up? Because that's what I'm really looking for. Well, I know you can't really.
I can't remember, but I do know that eventually, like, you're going to get like the Klingon beatdown. Like, you're going to get like so much into the world of Klingondom because Worf's one of the more popular characters. They do whole like storylines about Klingons because you're going to see the Klingon Romulan War.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to get all up into that, and then you're going to get introduced to Kardashians.
I haven't had Kardashians, not Rob or Kim, but we did just get. I've had 2 episodes on the Ferengi, and I know you're a big fan of those guys.
Oh, because that's the early days of the Ferengi when they're in the little barbarian outfits with their electric whips.
They're like fur traders, kind of.
Yeah,
or they describe them as something like that.
Yeah, they completely change. I think by the time you see them next.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. I liked their whips. I thought that was cool. Data describes them as Yankee traders. Because they're always looking for a deal.
Well, that they keep. But yeah, the way you first see them, they don't look like that very soon.
Well, and like they have that little like veil behind their head, and I'm guessing that's just to hide like parts of the real head.
Yes.
But I think they're cool. Like I actually really like their ears and stuff. I think they look good.
Their makeup actually does get better because they do use that for a while, the veil on the back. But eventually, you do start seeing it without that. You see the whole thing.
Like Quark
and his mother.
Is Quark in DS9?
Yeah, but actually Armin Shimmerman is one of the original Ferengi too, I believe.
Yeah,
he's one of the 3. It's the same guy. It's still Armin Shimmerman.
They just keep yeah.
But I don't think Quark. Yeah, Quark is like specifically DS9 as a character.
And then Worf is in DS9 too, isn't he?
Eventually.
Yeah,
because they need to boost those ratings.
I have heard. So I recently have just been cruising these Star Trek webs.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people think DS9 is the best of all of the series.
I'd say overall it is. I mean, it's the most. What do you call it? I have a list of like I was keeping track of every episode when I was watching DS9, and for the most part, like every episode does something. There's very few like outright bad episodes. I can't say the same is the case with Next Generation, and even original series where there's some where you're like, "Whoo, this is a skippable one." But the highlight for you in season 1 is going to be, I think it's the second last episode.
Okay.
It's like the 24th episode of the first season.
Okay.
It's called Conspiracy. That episode, I've already given away too much. That episode you'll get to, and you're going to be like, what the fuck?
If it's a crossover with the X-Files, I'm on board 100%.
It is not, but it is, it's something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So and there's actually there's one other episode that I won't talk about because you'll get to it soon enough, and then you'll be like, oh my god, it is a whole different show.
Oh well, I'm quite a ways away from there. Yeah, because I got 7 seasons of TNG.
Oh, this is the first season too.
Okay. Yeah. I'm excited to get there, but so we'll talk about it when we get there, I guess.
No.
Because it does sound like DS9's awesome. TNG is good. I like it so far. Wesley Crusher is a huge piece of shit, and I hate him so much. And I know he doesn't go away, and everybody hates him, but he fucking sucks.
How do you feel about Jack Crusher? Do you like hearing about him?
I don't know if that's ever come up yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Old Jack Crusher? Why her and why Beverly and Jean-Luc know each other so well? Because old Jack.
Well, they do. Like they talk about their history a little bit, but
I always remember like this. I always felt like the Jack Crusher stuff, just like, oh man, because the whole thing was like, well, Jean-Luc, you could be like a surrogate father to Wesley. He really needs a dad. And then Riker's kind of being like, well, I'll be cool uncle. And then
it's such bullshit with him because they're like, we should let him on the bridge, and Picard's like, he's a little kid, who gives a fuck? It's like, let him sit in his room, and then
he's a
Riker's like. Yeah, and Riker's like, give him a chance. And he's like, He sucks as a genius. He's stupid.
Uh-huh.
I hate Wesley. And I don't look like Will Wheaton. I don't care how much people say that. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. Wesley sucks ass. Data, Worf, Geordi LaForge. I like those three guys a lot. Those guys rule.
You got a man crush on them?
Kind of. When you were a little kid, did you ever take your sister's like headband and put it like over your eyes so you could pretend to? See, I didn't even know what Star Trek was, and I was doing that just because you saw that image so much. Who doesn't like LeVar Burton, right?
Who doesn't? You'd have to be a real monster. I
think so. So I can't wait until I get to the Borg and Data has sex with the Borg Queen. I saw that Jonathan Frakes did a live screening of First Contact, the movie, on IGN, and I didn't watch it because I'm not there yet. But I did see the big headline the next day was Jonathan Frakes confirms that Data had sex with the Borg Queen, and I was like, oh, cool, something to look forward to, I guess.
He drills her.
I guess, is that part of the movie, or
you'll see.
Okay,
maybe you'll get a little bit of Data drilling. It's pretty quick, actually, if you haven't already.
Second episode, he takes down Lieutenant Yar.
Tasha Yar, yeah. He's fully functional.
She brings him in, and she's just like, yo, Data, are you fully stocked downstairs? And he's like, I'm full functional, baby. And she's like, all right, let's rip.
No.
So, I was really surprised by that. I actually took a picture. I sent it to Ryan. So the thing on Star Trek, the you know how they used to put the ratings up in the corner?
Yeah.
The rating for this was sex and fear for episode 2 of TNG. And I thought that was really funny. I was like, sex and fear? It's like, wow. What is this episode?
Because I think is that episode like The Naked Now or something like that? Because in the first season they do a lot of throwbacks to the original series.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's the third episode. It's one of the first 3 episodes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Data gets boning, and it's pretty wild.
Damn.
Wild, man. So do you want to hear about anything else, or do you have anything to talk about?
I think that's probably good for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. I rewatched Ghost World today.
How's that?
Awesome.
Still, we'll get there, right?
Yeah. Still one of my favorite movies. So
nice.
Yeah, that works out pretty good. Got any news?
I thought I had some at one point, but probably not. Why Kingdom of Heaven Director's Cut is one of Ridley Scott's best movies. Oof. Man, these news sites are really digging deep at this point.
Oof, yeah, that's a tough one to justify.
Jeez. Yow. Whoa. Yeah, that's about it, probably.
Very well.
Amazon Canada, you can rent movies now, but guess what's not on there? Invisible Man.
Of course.
So, good stuff.
I don't know. How's Next Generation treating you?
It's high class, my friend. So, I know that you were kind of saying that there's bits of TNG that you're not a fan of, certain things that they do. Something like that, I think you said.
I found it very slow. Compared to original series, I found relatively well paced compared to it.
Well, original series like the motion picture are boring intentionally and slow. Is a thing I said once. So I do kind of see what you mean. I haven't had I haven't thought that, but I think it's one of those things where, because I had someone ask me, they saw I was doing this and they're like, can I just jump into TNG and not do original series? And it's like, you can, but I actually think part of the reason, I'm really enjoying it. It's like my comfort food now. I'll watch 1 or 2 a night, right before I go to bed, just to relax, because it's I know what I'm getting into. It's awesome to have this long show that I can just click on and turn off with, instead of watching something like Hunger. TNG is a perfect example of what to watch instead of Hunger. But so they're like, can I just jump into it? And it's like, you can, but I actually think one of the reasons I'm getting a lot out of TNG even is because I did the whole gamut. And I won't say that going through original series didn't have some dips, especially in episode quality, but also just in my interest. Every time you hit a bad episode, you're like, ugh, And I was kind of like, do I want to keep going? Do I want to push through this? Because it's such like an investment, but I'm glad I did, because now that I'm in TNG, even some of the TNG episodes that are like, it's like, yeah, that wasn't that great. It's like, I'm still on board for the ride. I'm here. So TNG is wicked. I have finished season 1, Jarrett, and I am on season 2. And I thought last week when you were talking about that conspiracy, I thought you were talking about first season of DS9. So I was like, dude, I'm like fucking years away from that.
Why would I be talking about DS9 in that much detail?
Well, because we were talking about DS9, and then you're like, oh, well, you got conspiracy. That's first season. And I thought you meant first season of DS9. And so I was like, that's why I was like, I got 7 seasons of TNG before I even get to DS9.
No.
So I'll say conspiracy is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
And it's like, it's the only episode that's like that. Because that episode had complaints, I think. Because it's just so violent.
Oh, I was amazed at the way the episode ends. The level of graphic gore that came out, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was genuinely surprised. I was like, I've never seen that in Star Wars. Or Star Wars.
Wow.
Star Trek.
Wow.
Real simp over here. I've never seen that in Star Trek.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard someone verbalize simp.
Simp? Well, I mean, I see it on the internet all the time, so I thought I'd throw it down.
Does it slap?
Some things do slap, Jared. Some things do slap. Did you know that? So I saw this tweet once. I thought it was really funny. Someone was like, I don't remember who it was, but they're like the Our Father is the oldest song in the world, and it doesn't even remotely slap. And I was like, I get it, because I'm a good Catholic boy, and I think it's funny. Anyways, conspiracy. Yeah, I was like stunned at the amount of graphic violence and gore at the end. Like a body explodes and you see the inside of it and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I also like that it's a character that was like 10 episodes before just like universally despised. Like you're watching the show and you're like, I hate this fucking guy. It's like he's coming after
Dexter Remick.
They're like, he's coming after Picard, he's bullying Riker. It's like, what a piece of shit. And then like I love that they brought him back to be in this episode, because I was like, oh, so satisfying. That the whole episode is wicked. Like the setup, there's like the scene when Picard first beams down to meet with the other captains and they won't tell him what it is, and he's just like up on the platform and it's like red lights coming down. I was like, oh my god. I was like, this is some of the finest cinema I've seen in like weeks. Better than Criterion movies, I think. So conspiracy is awesome. You do get Worf. Worf gets into a couple fights in this one.
Ooh.
So like I mentioned, because Oliver Granger tried to help me out. He was like, I'm trying to think of times when Worf fucks some people up. It's all I want, man. But I'm also realizing, so I watched I think it was it's the next one though, season ender, the neutral zone one, where which was actually, I actually like that one too. Worf, I think you get some more Worf in that one.
Yeah. Because that's not the first appearance of the Romulans in the Next Generation.
Yeah. So the Romulans come back, and that's the way it ends. It's like, we're back. And then because it's like the big thing, they get talked about a lot, and you can tell Worf is just like seething, and you're like, ooh, shit. That episode's kind of funny because they find those like cryogenically frozen guys, and the guy who just has like the complete like gall, he's like, I spent a lot of money. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to Picard, and he's just like walking through the ship. You're like, what is going on here? That one's pretty good. I will say though, that the episode that like totally surprised me, and I'm gonna stop looking at I never read what the episodes were about, but I would look at like I just skimmed through the IMDb ratings to see like if there was like any that stood out, because like if ever I'm gonna watch one with Andrea, I was like, oh, I'll pick out a good one. But there was an episode that just has like a 6-star rating, and I thought it was one of the best ones I've seen so far. It's called Skin of Evil.
Oh, jeez, what? That's only got a 6 out of 10.
It's got 6.9.
What? So it's really low compared to the other. What?
I was just skimming. I was like 6.9. Oh man, see, I don't trust it at all now.
Well, because because I didn't want to talk about that episode, because I was like, I was pretty sure, I'm like, he probably has no idea that Tasha Yar is gonna die.
Yeah. Well, so last week you did say you're like, there's another one in there too that's really good, and I was like, I'll see what it is. But like, that's what I mean. I was skimming ratings, so it's like 6.9. I was like, it's probably just a regular episode. so like you get the Tasha Yar stuff. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's pretty sick. But I loved the villain in that episode.
Yeah,
it was like a real Stephen King like oil monster coming out of the lake.
Yeah, Armus is awesome.
Does he come back?
No, you never see Armus ever again.
He was wicked.
No,
yeah, the way he looks.
Does he know at the end?
Oh yeah, I think he does. But actually, that's a great practical effect, Jared.
Yeah.
Like when it's the bodied version coming out of the pit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't trust the IMDb ratings at all. I'm not even going to bother looking at them anymore. Like I remember, because I think I looked to see where like the low point was, and I think in season 2 there's an episode that's like 3 stars or something like that.
Yeah, well, so
it might even be the last episode.
It is, because that is the episode that comes because there's the writer's strike that happens, and so they have to they just dumped that episode out. It's like, I think it's Jonathan Frakes. Oh yeah, it's a Riker episode. Oh yeah, that episode is not so good. I can't remember the title of it, but I think it is like universally the worst episode, I think, of Next Generation, maybe. Or there's like the one episode that aired on my birthday. It's a Beverly Crusher episode. So bad.
Bev Crusher just left Enterprise,
right?
And I forgot to mention, we have the introduction of one of my favorite actresses, Miss Whoopi Goldberg, has made her appearance on the show, and I was like, Whoopi! I like, before I saw her, it showed in the credits as like introducing this, or as like Whoopi Goldberg, and I was like, oh man, I'm on board, because I heard recently they're trying to get Whoopi to go on that Picard show.
Of course they are.
And I was like, sounds good to me, man. So Picard just sounds like TNG extended, where it sounds like there's a lot of TNG people in it, but then they got some favorites from other series, like that 7 of 9 from whatever. I don't even know. It was Voyager that she was in. I don't know. Who knows?
I'm just reading. I think I'm wrong on the thing about that last episode. I think they might have run out of money, so it's a clip show.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, I could see why that'd be. I'll probably watch it. I was gonna say I would just skip it if it's a clip show, but I know I won't. I'll just watch it anyways. So whatever. But that's what I mean. There was a lot of good ones. Conspiracy and Skin of Evil are the big highlights, and I just wanted to say that I think these ratings are kind of bullshit, because Skin of Evil was awesome, and I was like,
that seems particularly low.
Yeah. I was like, that's not reflective of the episode at all. And I was like, now I can't trust any of these. So I'm not going to.
Yeah. Did you also, I think there was something about at the time, the earworm stuff coming back from Wrath of Khan in Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got those ones, and that's kind of like the big reveal, right? Where it's just like, this is the thing that's going on. But that episode is like, it's tight, man. It's tight, and like the tension is like ramped right up, and you got Picard going around with his smooth confidence. Oh man,
how do you feel about Miles O'Brien?
He hasn't come up a lot. That's that dude who sometimes like the teleporter, right?
Yeah,
and I think he's in more than just TNG.
Yes.
Or just team.
Oh no, you'll see way more of him as the show goes on, and then he's like super in DS9.
Yeah, he hasn't been on this, hasn't been featured very much. They show him in the teleporter room sometimes, but that's about it. I'll say like, I think Picard and Data are my favorites, just because it's like, I know those are the obvious ones, but like Data's awesome. He's so funny, Jared.
Does he have Spot?
No.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I'm not going to look into it.
Good.
But I do like Worf. He's a big goofy bastard, and I think he's funny. Riker is good. Riker does this weird thing sometimes where like he kind of has a lazy eye, but I think sometimes he makes this really like playful face with it. Like he's always like, "Whoo," like a real cute face, and I'm always like, "What are you doing, Riker? What is that?" No, I'm not mad about it or anything. I'm always just like, what's going on with Riker? Oh, an interesting point, Jared, while I'm here. There was an episode with Riker where he's in the holodeck and he's talking to a jazz lady because it's like his thing. He's like, I want to go to jazz. And I know you're a big fan of Jazz Riker. I know Oliver Granger is a big fan of Jazz Riker. So Jazz Riker is pretty cool. But what I started to think was, I was like, okay, so they use the holodeck to do these things where like Picard was in there to like relive this day that he wishes he had with an old girlfriend. And I was just like, this really reminds me of that what was it, Claire Denis, that Robert Pattinson in space movie. I can't even remember what it's called now, but the one that's all about sperm and like
right,
like the space prison movie. Because I was like, man, I think when she made that movie, she had watched Star Trek and was like, you know what they would be using the holodeck for?
High life,
exactly. I think she watched this and was like, you know what the holodeck would be for? And it'd be like these people living out like just wretched fantasies, sexual fantasies, Jared. Just horrible stuff, because it's like, do whatever you feel like. It's the holodeck. And then it would get hosed off when you leave. And that's what that High Life movie is about. It's just about people in space having like weird simulated sex. It's bizarre, man.
It's bizarre. Oh, fuck. I just realized that you've already watched the lore episode.
Oh, Data Lore?
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode is really good too. So you got Data, you got Lore, and I was like, I'm a little interested in this now. I did get one thing, like, I don't think it's a spoiler or anything, but I did see Brent Spiner is in the new Star Trek show. Was it Discovery, that takes place 100 years, or not 100, but before the original series, as like a real person, as a doctor. So I was like, is he just a different guy, or is he going to be the guy who makes Data? I don't know. I was surprised that like no one else, like the Android thing isn't as accepted, because everyone's like, oh, an Android. I was like, oh, you're not there yet, that you have an Android? And like, I know the thing is that it's weird that he's on Starfleet, but
makes sense.
They have so many other technical advancements. I'm surprised that they are surprised when they see Data. It's Canadian.
How about that Star Trek though?
Star Trek. All right, so here's my scoop. I am 10 episodes into season 2, which is 22 episodes. I think this is where I left off last week, right? I just finished season 1?
Yep.
Okay, so Star Trek, I'll hit you with some fast ones. First episode, The Child, where Deanna Troi gets impregnated by an alien. Little weird. Little weird, Jarrett, but what are you going to do? I thought it was fine. We get the new introduction of the new doctor, who, I got to tell you, I don't much care for. Dr. Pulaski.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I don't know. Like
She's more like Bones, RJ. That was the whole idea.
Was that the idea? They kind of make her shitty, though, because in her first, like, 2-3 episodes, she really shits on Data. She's like, hey, Data. And he's like, no, it's Data. And she's like, what does it matter? You're not a fucking person, you piece of shit. And then you're like, wow, this lady sucks. And like, I think it's eventually she gets there where she does like Data. And it's like, I guess that's character growth and development, but you don't really like her at the start. Anyways, I don't know. We'll see how she goes. So Child was weird. Episode 2, Where Silence Has Lease, they get enclosed by a quasar alien. That episode was pretty cool. Elementary, Dear Data, which I know you're probably a big fan of.
The debut of Moriarty?
The debut, does he come back?
Oh, I've said too much.
Well, because there's already been a ton of like Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle stuff linked to Data because he's a big fan. And so this was like their play on that. And I was like, I get it. It's like holodeck stuff. And it's kind of like an original series when they'd go and like show up in a Wild West world. And it was just like, that's what the world was.
Holodeck episodes, RJ. That's what they're called.
Oh, Crave has a whole section. It's like 30 holodeck episodes or something.
That's like episodes to avoid.
Well, I found it. Oliver Granger messaged me and he was saying how because I was talking about how I think holodeck is like would just be a crazy sex palace. But he was saying he found it hilarious that every time they go in the holodeck, it tries to kill them, but they still just use it all the time. And it's like, yeah, that's how it seems so far.
Right.
So are you a big fan of this Sherlock Holmes side story?
Not particularly. I mean, I don't know. I have no fond memories of it. I guess when I was younger, I thought it was kind of neat, novel. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's got some cool ideas.
Well, because season one's got the Robin Hood episode, right?
Nope.
Oh shit!
Haven't done that yet.
Well, that's like a whole thing. It's like a Robin Hood thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess maybe it trended well, or maybe they teased it. I guess you would know what I'm talking about if they did.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! That's like not till later. Oh, that's like season 4.
Oof. From my limited research, it seems like season 4 is one of the better seasons.
Well, it also has the episode Cupid.
Stupid fucking Q. I'm not on board with Q yet. I know he's gonna come back more.
Fuck, is that even a holodeck episode? God,
or is it a Q? See, that's the thing. Q like manipulates reality, right? So it's like he just is a holodeck.
Shit. Yeah. No, I thought that was a holodeck episode in my mind, but no.
You dumb piece of shit.
Yeah, that's like one of the first episodes I think I ever watched too when they were airing. Mm-hmm. Like so like 91, yeah, that's when I would have been starting to watch, and I remember that episode. Just like I don't know. Anyways, you have that to look forward to. How do you feel about Sherwood Forest?
Well, I mean, it's funny you bring it up because I watched a movie today that had some Robin Hood archetypes brought up into it. So
you did.
We'll watch that. Talk about that a little bit later. I mean, in general, I am having a great time with TNG. It's like I said before. It's really nice to I'll throw one on before I go to bed, and it's like, yeah. You see Worf and the gang, and they're just all hanging out.
Cool.
It's great. So, okay, I'm just giving you quick bits, and then I'll talk about one episode I really liked. So then next up was the outrageous Okana, which featured a Han Solo character. He was they picked him up, and he like impregnated like 2 different women or something like that, and he was sexing up every single person on the ship, and he had like a ponytail, but he like as soon as you see him, you're like, that's supposed to be Han Solo, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, and kind of, and a hairy mud as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
But like more Han Solo'd up.
Yeah, a little more sexed up, space style, I guess. But we also start to get the recurring appearance of my girl Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. She is now like ever present. She's that wholesome bartender who's just got awesome sagely advice for you. So I'm completely on board with that. Mm-hmm. Next up, Loud as a Whisper, where you had the mediator, the guy who could he's world intergalactic famous for solving disputes of races and stuff like that. So he goes to this planet where people are fighting, but he can't talk, so he's deaf and he's sign languages, but they don't know what sign language is.
I see.
So classic Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Schizoid Man, that's episode 6. A guy takes over Data. He knows the guy who created Data. I didn't much care for it. I hate body swap type stuff. I've mentioned that lots of times. Body swap, brainwash, or doppelganger. It's not my shit. So whatever. Unnatural Selection. Everyone gets really old. The Doctor gets really old. Yep. It's fine. A Matter of Honor. This is where Riker goes over to a Klingon ship. Right. And then the Enterprise takes on one of those squiddly guys who's an overachiever and everyone hates him. This one was pretty good just because you get some good Klingon stuff and you get some prime Riker. And Andrea, she came in the next episode, but one time Riker stood up and she's like, holy shit. She's like, how tall is that guy? I was like, Riker's a pretty big dude. He's got those shoulder pads in. He's a pretty imposing force, Jared.
They're almost as big as your shoulder pads.
Almost. Actually, it's funny you say that because she said I have similar hair to Riker, which I don't totally get. But so next up was the big one, which is apparently one of the bigger episodes, The Measure of a Man. Which I made Andrea watch with me, and it's the trial of Data because Starfleet wants to dismantle him so that they can replicate Data's to have on each Starfleet ship. Right. And Picard he goes to trial, and he has to kind of he has to prove that Data is a sentient being. and like is not property of Starfleet. So it was very good episode. It's all about like what it is to be a human, Jarrett, and how like human beings actually kind of suck and other things are more human than humans are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that episode was fantastic. So far the best of season 2. And then the next one I just watched was episode 10 called The Dolphin, and it's about like people who come on the ship, but then they're actually like real hairy people, and they're like, oh, we got to protect the queen, and it's fine. So whatever.
That's where you're at?
That's where I'm at. So I'm 10 in, and there's 22 in this season. Yeah. So I should be to the end by next week, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Wow. So Star Trek, as good as ever.
As good as ever.
I hope everyone's enjoying the Trek talk. I'm sure people absolutely hate it.
Oh, they love it.
Love it. So whatever, you know. So you want to hear about some Star Trek, baby?
Yes, I do. How's season 2 shaping up?
It's so far so good. So last week I got up to episode 10, and then this week slowed down. I watched only 11 to 16.
Ooh.
But there are some big highlights in there, Jarrett.
Okay.
Big. So season 2 episode 11, Contagion. This one was actually really cool. It was like they kind of cross paths with some Romulan ships, and I can't even. I'm almost blanking. I don't remember what happens, but I remember Picard is like on one ship, and then the Romulan. Oh, it was like it's like a super defense thing that shuts down both of their ships and is like killing them. It was pretty good, actually. I liked it. The Romulans have ridiculous clothes. It's like super shoulder pads, and it's all like scaled.
Yep.
It's awesome. I think it's hilarious. But Contagion was actually pretty good. Next, we had The Royal, which is a Casino Royale episode.
Oh, yeah.
Where Worf, Data, and Riker get stuck in Casino Royale.
They can't leave. And
they can't leave until they buy the casino, but they have to figure that out. This episode is fine. It's whatever. But I think the thing that stands out is before they were there, a NASA astronaut got stuck there, and it was like aliens made it based on like a book he had called The Royale. And the astronaut writes in it before he dies. And he's like, I don't hold them at, he's like, I don't blame them for this. They didn't realize the hell that they have created for me, living the same day for like 50 years or something. And it gets really sad because you're like, oh my God. Because the way he's talking about it, you're like, this guy lived a nightmare. But it's cool. Okay, so that was episode 12. 13, Time Squared, is where a duplicate of Picard shows up, and they find out he's from 6 hours in the future, and something's going to happen that blows up the Enterprise. That was a pretty good episode. Yep. I liked it. Your buddy, is it Miles O'Bannon?
O'Brien?
He had some stuff.
Yeah.
He had some stuff to do in this one. He had some actual more lines than just like, what? Huh? So Time Squared, that was pretty good. I like that one quite a bit. The Icarus Factor, not very good. Riker, it was fine. Riker's dad comes, and they have like an American Gladiator style fight. And it was like, I don't know, man. You're watching it, and you're just like, nobody cares about Riker's dad. It was like, why are you doing
I'm
this?
just pulling up the screenshots. Yeah, I got some. I don't know if that.
Some pics. I'll send them.
Yeah, I don't know if that ever appears again.
Riker's dad?
Oh, the Ambo Jitsu, the fictitious sport shown in the show, involves fighting with staffs while blindfolded. Yeah, Ambo Jitsu.
I'm sending you some pics here because I was going to send it to you.
Yeah, I think the only time it ever appears is in that episode.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know about Riker's dad. He was fine, but it was like, I don't know. Every
like Star Trek family member thing is just terrible, I think.
Yeah, they like brought it up. They're like, well, Riker's got like a chip on his shoulder because his dad was never there. And it's like, I feel like this has never been part of his character, and it doesn't need to be, because that's not what Riker's about. Speaking of Riker, Oliver Granger sent me a video of Riker sitting down. It's like a montage. Have you seen that?
What, where he just mounts? with the
whips
leg.
his leg over the. Why does he do that?
Style points.
Oliver Granger, he was just like, that's how a man sits down. I was like, clearly, he's got something he's working with, Jarrett.
Kahunas.
Cojones. So then I watched 2 more episodes. Episode 15 was called Pen Pals, and that's where Data befriends like an alien girl in distress, and they have to go against the Prime Directive. I actually thought that episode was okay.
Yeah.
Because like Data's, you love Data, and it's like this. I don't know. They're like trying to humanize him a little bit, but they did that earlier in that Measure of a Man episode. So I didn't mind the episode. I thought it was all right. What was I going to say? Oh, in the episode before, I forgot. They do a bar mitzvah for Worf, where Worf is like feeling weird, and Wes is like, this is where Klingons usually ascend through pain. So they have a ascension circle where Worf gets tortured a little bit, and it's like his bar mitzvah. And I was like, that's cute. So, anyways, Pen Pals I actually thought was pretty good. And then Jarrett, last night late, I started it. I was going to watch like half, and I was like, and then I was going to go to bed. But I ended up watching the whole episode. Season 2, episode 16, titled Q Hugh. Do you know Q Who?
Oh, that's... Yeah, okay, I don't know the episode title.
Sorry, wait, you cut out there. You said that's the episode.
Oh, I know that. Okay, that's the episode's title.
Yeah, Q Who.
Yeah.
So Q shows up, and I got to tell you, I'm not sure how I feel about Q yet. Right now, he's just kind of a whiny little nerd who always shows up, and you're just like, get out of here, Q. You're just causing problems for everyone. But this is the one where he's just like, you guys think you're such hot shit.
Oh,
he's like, you think you're
it's that episode.
Hot?
Fuck
he's
yeah.
Like, let's see what happens when I put you in this deep corner of the galaxy.
The Gamma Quadrant, I think.
That you've never been to. And then Guinan, Whoopi Goldberg, she pops up, and then you see Q and her have an interaction, and then he's like, she's not who she says she is. She is a pixie. And you're just like, oh shit. You're like, Whoopi Goldberg's like an old like fairy? That's pretty sick. So the Q launches them away, and then Jarrett, out in the corners of space, this little cube, this little square just approaches. And Whoopi Goldberg's like, yo, you guys got to get the fuck out of here. They're like, you have no idea what's coming. But Picard, he's like, I know we should leave, but I'm interested. And he stays. And you know what happens, Jarrett?
What?
The Borg.
I know.
Oh my god.
And they just start getting their shit fucked up.
Oh, it's so good. Like, so I've seen the Borg. I know the Borg, but I've never actually watched episodes about the Borg. And I think they're such a cool like character design, and like the concept of them, of this like hive mind consciousness of like computer. It's awesome. I see why they became so popular, but the Borg, so cool, Jared. So cool. What do you think about the Borg?
I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
Because so one thing to keep in mind is put yourself into the mindset of like watching this in 1989, and Star Trek has never done like long-term storylines ever. Like, and so this sets up like, there's this threat that's coming. And then like not pay that off for like like it's you don't see the Borg again for a while. And then and when they do, it's like all time like banger shit.
I already thought their introduction is all time banger.
It's very menacing. No, it's what's kind of weird is I don't know, I must have looked something up recently, but I've been getting recommendations on YouTube. And a clip of like the debut of the Borg popped up, and I had just watched that, and I was like, fuck yeah. I remember like, because when I was watching this as a kid, I kind of like was watching stuff in syndication, and then new episodes would air, and I was like backtracking, being like, oh, is this like the first time that the Borg appeared? And like kind of put together that the timeline of these things. And so yeah, I didn't get like the nuance of it, but when you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, this is like a big deal.
It like they actually set it up so it's really well done. Like where you have the kind of vagueness of Whoopi Goldberg and like not even intentional. They're like, what happened? She's like, I don't know what happened. I just know that they wiped out our entire race. And it's like, you should get the hell out of here. And they're like, all right, we're going to go look into things a little bit more. And she's like, don't. She's like, what are you, dumb? Get out of here. And it's just everything around them. I think their design is super cool. Like,
well, do you ever see them in this episode, or you actually see a Borg?
So the cube shows up, and then what happens is one of the Borg soldiers beams into engineering and then scans all the computers.
Yep.
And then they kill him, and then they beam into the Borg cube.
Who do they beam?
Data, Worf, and Riker.
Right.
Into the Borg cube.
Yeah.
And Whoopi Goldberg again, she's like, you shouldn't go over there. And Picard's just like, we're gonna go get some intel. So you see the little drawer with the babies, and they're like, well, they're born organic, and then they get turned into the hybrid.
Right. Oh yeah, because like this is the thing, because like they have those shields that like they are adapting and stuff like that. You know who directed this episode too is Rob Bowman, who like directs like a whole bunch of X-Files later.
Oh, cool.
And Reign of Fire. Remember Reign of Fire?
I do. Yeah.
Hey, remember Elektra?
Yep. Same guy.
Rob Bowman.
Well, it's too bad he didn't have as much success in the movies, but as far as TV goes, this episode was great.
Come on, X-Files Fight the Future, or the first X-Files movie anyway.
Oh, the movie. I thought you meant
Fight the Future.
Fight the Future.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because watching these, X-Files popped up in my mind again, because I did my rip through of the X-Files just before we started the podcast. And I was kind of like, watching some of these TNGs, I was like, you know what? I feel like going watching some of those all-time banger episodes of the X-Files again, but it's been pulled from Netflix. It's not on there anymore. So it's too bad.
It'll come back maybe. Well, actually, no, it won't, because it's Fox owns it, which means that Disney owns the X-Files.
And they probably won't put it on Disney Plus because it's rated mature.
It's too scary.
Too scurry. Which is bogus. But yeah, the Borg are awesome. And then, like you said, the promise of it, where it's set up, it's just like, Whoopi's just like, now they know that you're here.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't know. It's like I think they set it up where it's like they're 7,000 light years away, where they explain, they're like, at maximum warp, it would take 2.5 years to come back. If that's when they come back in the show.
Oh, what do you think, buddy? What do you think's going to happen?
As much as I want to see them pop up before then, it's like that's some pretty expertly crafted TV.
Well, I mean, for the time, it definitely was.
Super cool. So Borg are awesome.
Nope.
So I watched Butt Boy, and then I continued on my journey with our friends on the SS Enterprise, Jared. Do you want to hear about that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I did the unthinkable, and I started taking notes.
Oh no.
Because I'm trying to backtrack here.
You are a nerd now.
Well, yes, but because of you, Jared, you made me this way. So last week we ended on 2.16.
Do you think that like on episode 1 of the Criterion Case podcast, you would find yourself writing notes while watching Star Trek Next Generation 4 years after the fact?
I believe that when you hear my notes, you will probably say, yes, that is believable.
Okay.
So last week, and no, I mean, it's like I said, I've always had vague interest in Star Trek. I just never did it. So last week we talked about 2.16, which was the
the
Borg, Q-Who, which was a big time Star Trek boy ride. So now we're on 217, Samaritan Snare. That sounds right. Here are my notes. Fat eyebrow men, Wesley / Picard road trip, Cronenberg medical gowns, 3 out of 5 stars. So in this one, there are these like really fat, like bald guys that are like really dumb. They're like, oh, our spaceship don't work. And they trick Geordi LaForge to beam over to fix their ship, and then they try to kidnap him. The Picard isn't there because he needs to get a heart surgery.
Oh, fuck. So that's all the same episode.
It's oh my god, some of these episodes are fucking packed, dude. So Picard and Wesley fly to this like planet where he can get the surgery done, even though Dr. Pulaski is like an expert in the kind of like heart surgery. So he goes to get the surgery, and then eventually the doctors are like, we can't do it, and then they call Pulaski in anyways. But the big takeaway was the actual Dead Ringers Cronenberg gowns that they're all wearing, because they're just wearing Dead Ringers gowns, and like the whole operating room is red. So I was like, that's weird. It's not what I was expecting. You know what I mean, Jer? Huh? Anyways, I'm rating these out of 5, but 3 means I liked it. It was good. 2 means I didn't like, or 2 means it's fine, and then anything higher. Maybe I'll be out of 4.
2 is a fine?
2 is fine. Let's say out of 4, Jarrett.
Okay.
Out of 4.
Like
so
Ebert.
3 means, yeah, like Ebert. 3 means it's good, but it wasn't great. 2 means it's okay, but whatever. And 1 means it was real bad. So 2.18 up the long ladder. Here are my notes, and then let's see if you can guess what this episode is about. Worf is sick, tea ceremony, farmers and horny Riker, drunk Irish space clones ? And then abortion rights ? 3 out of 4. Do you have any idea?
That's all I need to know.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So this is where I believe we get each episode is starting to have little snips of Worf that like don't have any resolution or anything. It's just like you're seeing little snippets of who Worf is.
Yeah.
So it's starting to come through.
World building.
Okay. 219 Manhunt. I put in quotations, "What a handsome race." That's Worf talking about fishmen. And then I put Picard seduction, spacefish, holodeck murder again. 3 out of 4. Do you want any more info on that? Or?
I don't. I just want these.
These? Okay, 220, the emissary. I just put Klingons. 3 out of 4.
Nice.
221, which is called Peak Performance. Worf builds a model ship. Stratego War Games. 3 out of 4. And then 222, which is the last episode of the season. Fuck. Shades of Grey. Yeah. I put horny Riker clip show.
Yeah.
Because it's a clip show, but all it is it's just Riker's memories, and most of the memories are him boning chicks, which is weird, but whatever. Okay, and then I watched 1 episode of season 3.
Whoa.
What?
What's your star rating?
Oh, for the clip show?
Yeah.
1.
Nice.
It's worthless, dude.
It's the worst episode of the series.
Yeah, it is. It's the lowest rated.
Yeah.
It's not good because like it like they have this setup for the clip show like Riker gets put down and they're like, we have to stimulate his brain, and it's like, that's whatever, but it's weird that the clips are only about Riker, because it's a clip show of the show, but only his memories, and it's only him trying to like flirt with women. So you're kind of, yeah, it's not good. And then I just have one more, first episode of season 3, 3.1, called Evolution. I wrote nanites, Wes sucks, and he has a quaff. 2 out of 4. So that's those are my tales of intrigue from the Star Trek world this week.
Cool.
I'm liking my new format.
It's very succinct.
It is succinct. So I'm backlogging. I think I can go back and do all first season of Star Trek TNG. I don't know if I can get original series. That might be too far from my mind now to do it justice, but maybe I'll make a top 5 of.
Well, maybe there needs to be a blog. I think if you want to get really dorky, you could have RJ Watches, and that's your name of your blog. So it's like rjwatches.blogspot.com, and then you just like every time you watch an episode, you just log your review with like an accompanying image, and you just say your notes, and then you give your star rating. I think that would be. You can pick up a season 3. And you can backdate.
I think my format would be perfect for Twitter more than anything else. But
no one uses Twitter. It's all about Blogspot.
It's all about blogspot.com.
That's where all that Google's behind that bad boy. You know, they bought it like, you know, in 2008. I think I mean, you look at the numbers. You gotta get on the Tumblr.
Oh, well, I mean, only prestige things are on Tumblr.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take over the Creeps Facebook like I took over the Creeps podcast with talks of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Or, you know, anything else. But that's currently where I'm at, and those are my notes, just so you know.
I know now.
You know now, and I'm glad I started now and not when it was too late.
That's good. You figured it out.
I'm getting there, bud.
I can't wait till you get to DS9, because then we can, like, I have my old notes for DS9.
Well, so when I hit DS9, are you gonna watch along?
I would probably not be rewatching. I would wait till you catch up to where I left off, which was season 5.
And then would you start watching Voyager and stuff after that too?
No way, man.
Oh, hey, did you hear that?
That show sucks. I hate it.
Okay,
I hate it.
That's fine. I'll go to the distance. But we never talked that new one they have right now, Star Trek Discovery. They have a spin-off now. Did you hear about that?
I did.
Yeah, featuring Captain Pike.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that Rebecca Remain, not Stamos anymore, but Rebecca Remain was in that. I was like, shit, she's in Star Trek now? It's like, I didn't know that.
She's number 1?
Yeah, she's number 1, and that show's going to have Pike and young, bearded, horny Spock.
Yeah.
Everybody's horny now.
That's what sells, horniness.
That's the Star Trek way. Yeah, horny Spock. So, anyways, that's Star Trek for me this week.
Hey, RJ. What you been creeping on this week?
What do you want to hear about, Jer?
Star Trek.
All right, let me hit you with some Star Trek, and then I'll talk to you about some bad horror movies.
Okay.
Okay, where did I end off last week?
I don't know.
I think it was first episode of season 3. I should make a little note to myself where I ended off.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention was for season 3, thank God they have separated the sweater from the pants in the uniform, because seasons 1 and 2 they were onesies.
Yeah.
And man, they are unflattering at times. Sometimes I don't want to judge people on their appearances, but sometimes some of the dudes are walking around and it leaves little to the imagination when it's like a formed fitting like onesie.
Yeah.
So it's separated now, and I was like, oh, finally, fuck. Okay. So season 3, episode 2. So my new thing here is I just have my crib notes. So you can tell me if you ever want me to elaborate on anything.
Okay.
3.2, stubborn peasants, Picard diplomacy, women are horny for data, 2 out of 4 stars.
That sounds bad.
Yeah. So, and it's like I said, 3 out of 4 it was really good. I liked it. 4 out of 4 is like, that's the Borg level. 2 out of 4 it was fun, like it was entertaining enough, but it wasn't great. And then I don't drop a lot of 1s. So.
So there's no 0 though.
No, if there was, it would have been that clip show episode.
Right.
That one was pretty worthless. Okay, 3.3. An old perv won't let his wife die, 2 out of 4 stars.
Is that why it's 2 out of 4?
No, it was just like, I mean, it was an okay episode, but like, and that's what, like 2 sounds bad, but like 2 actually, I actually like all the episodes. So 2 just means it wasn't like great or anything like that. It was just whatever. But no, it wasn't because an old pervert wouldn't let his wife die. It's just that's what the episode was about.
Okay.
3.4, caveman Romulans praise the Lord, 3 out of 4 stars. And that actually had a guest appearance from Twin Peaks alum Mr. Palmer himself.
Oh yeah,
as a caveman Romulan shooting bows and arrows and stuff. It was
really
pretty neat.
Ray Wise, eh?
Yep, he was there. I wanted to get a screenshot, but I can't screenshot on Crave either. So I just take pictures on my phone. It looks kind of goofy, but whatever. So yeah, Ray Wise was there, and they're praising Picard. Not bad a little episode. It was highly religious, Jarrett, which I know you're a big fan of, and questioning.
I'm a very spiritual person.
I know you are. I know.
Deeply.
How's this for spiritual stuff? 3.5, space ghosts gaslight the Enterprise to abduct a kid / Worf files for adoption. 3 out of 4 stars.
Fuck.
Do you want any more info or just leave it at that?
Just leave it at that.
Okay. 3.6. Things are tense. Geordi dates the computer. 3 out of 4 stars.
Okay.
3.7. Things are tense. Geordi falls in a hole. Romulans. 3 out of 4 stars.
What you're saying is they're all good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I like TNG quite a bit. It's fun. It's fun, man. It's fun. Three's a good solid episode. It's got enough of the good stuff in there. Okay, this one's a mouthful, Jared. And there's 2 separate ratings almost. 3.8. Deanna Troi is horny for Boyd Braun.
Did you say Deanna Troi?
Deanna Troi?
Thank you.
Deanna Troi is horny for Lloyd Braun. Yes, that's the Seinfeld character. He bullies her into sex and then shows a PowerPoint. That is 1 out of 4. However, the rest of the episode also features Ferengi wormholes.
Ferengi
wormholes, bodysuit yoga in the mirror room, and the rest of that is like the Ferengi stuff is like
Beverly, Indiana.
Yeah, they're doing like
Fuck
that
yeah.
John Travolta like in the mirror stuff.
Yep.
So this is like a weird episode, man. So Lloyd Braun comes in. He's also a empath and like can read minds and shit. And he bullies her into sex. And then he shows a PowerPoint. And then the Ferengi are there and they're killing people. And then they go through wormholes. And then Bev Crusher and Deanna Troi, they go do yoga in front of the mirrors. This episode is packed, dude. It's packed.
Yeah, I'm looking at the some screenshots of the episode The Price.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta get some titles in here.
No,
I want more content. And there's some weird alien heads going on, like they're very butt-like.
I'll follow up anything on any of these episodes.
Some of these aliens are fucking weird. Oh yeah, there's the stretches.
In the mirrors. That's what you were looking for, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's Deanna Troi swept off her feet, literally. Oh, come on, RJ.
What?
How do you bury the lead like this? I gotta send. Why isn't this on the Instagram?
I haven't put any Star Trek stuff on Instagram.
Why?
Because I can't take screenshots, and it's just on my cell phone. It's gonna look like shit.
God damn it! Now, it's almost like the internet wants us to not steal images rapidly.
What? Could you not save it, screenshot it either?
Well, it's just like new format. You used to be able to just grab an image right off of Google, and just drag it onto your desktop and you have it. Now you have to like right click and save.
Mm-hmm. It's a pile of horse shit if you ask me.
Man, there's a lot of images going on here.
It's a packed episode, dude. So like the episode itself is pretty good, but I found all the romance stuff with Deanna Troi was a little, I don't know. This is another episode really quickly after this. She gets played by a guy again. And it's just like, man, it's like, I know her role is the empath and she like cares for people and stuff like that. And it's like, but you're too trusting, Deanna Troi. People are just going to keep taking advantage of you.
Girl.
So it's like, you got to stand up for yourself and not let these guys bully you into getting naked. That's what I think.
Damn.
Bro, were you going to send me a picture? Or
I was trying to, but then it failed. Everything in my life.
Don't say it failed. Just say that you failed. I think that's what you're really trying to say.
Dog. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to send this. I'm trying to.
Silly.
Go on.
Silly. So that's a big episode.
There.
So you wanted me to put that on Instagram?
Well, I was trying to find there's a better version of it with their arms attached, touching and then pulling.
I feel like
pulling.
I'd maybe get arrested if I put that on Instagram.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah,
then we'll finally fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah, it'll actually come to fruition. That mirror stuff was kind of, I was just like, it reminded me of that music video that Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta are in. You know, where they're like moving and like sweating and stuff?
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah. So anyways, that's a packed episode. 3.9, Upper Crust versus Heathens negotiations plus old people, 2 out of 4 stars.
Ooh.
So not much to offer there. 3.10, Romulans gonna Romula, 3 out of 4 stars. So you get set up when Geordi falls in that hole 3-4 episodes before. You get set up with some Romulan stuff, and then the Romulans set a trap for the Enterprise. But it's just Romulans, Jarrett. You know what I mean?
Romulans gonna rom.
They're gonna rom. 3.11. James Cromwell. Troy gets conned again. Worf fights a dude. Picard lets a bunch of people die. 2 out of 4 stars.
Beautiful.
Where we got 2 more. 3.12. Police State versus the Terrorists. 2 out of 4. Oh, actually, I think that's the one where Picard lets all the people die. I think I watched it at nighttime and made my notes in the morning.
Okay.
My bad, dude. Okay, and the last one, 3.13. Human Q, Fallen Side of the Moon. Also, Worf and Riker with the babes. Also, Wakanda Forever, 3 out of 4 stars.
Oh.
So this one, Q gets dropped in. I know you like Q, so I'll give you a little bit more. He is human now. He has no powers, so he's learning how to be a human. His back hurts. He's hungry. Data's showing him around. And then it's like a moral thing whether he's going to help them or not, and he's going to see if he can be let back into the continuum or whatever they're called.
Yes,
the Q
continuum.
Yeah, and then at the end there's a mariachi band, and Q makes a bunch of bikini babes show up with Riker and Worf, and they have a little party.
Hell yeah.
And I think Riker says, "I don't need your women," and everyone went, "Oh," because they know Riker's always after the ladies,
right? And sitting in chairs
in weird, strange ways, and yeah, he's a big guy. Hey, how tall is he?
Oh yeah, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5".
I should have asked him when I saw him in that hotel. Hey,
yeah, just said, "Hey Riker, how big are you?"
Say, "Hey, Geordi, remember when you fell in that hole, you idiot?" He'd be like, "Huh?
So
what?"
He is. Oh, come on. Are you
copyright protected or what?
Yeah, basically, my life.
So we don't know how tall Riker is.
Well,
and
according to this, so on IMDb they say it's 1.91 meters, and in feet that's only like 6 1/4.
That can't be right. He's way over 6 foot.
Well, he's got to be taller than me.
Yeah. He's taller than everyone on the ship.
No.
Except for maybe Worf, but like 2 inches of Worf's head is prosthetics.
Ooh, 2 inches of Worf's too much for me.
Oh. I know who's going to jail first. Consider us canceled, bud.
Thirsting. Hashtag thirsting, RJ.
Ugh, gross. So we can't get a read on Riker's height. We can't figure out what the Max von Sydow's wingspan is. Like, what can we do?
I don't know.
You know, what can we do, Jared?
Well, you've just gone ahead and killed Jonathan Frakes. Thanks, RJ.
Because I brought him up.
Because you talked about Max von Sydow. Sydow.
Well, I mean, we didn't work towards Fred Willard, but that happened. So maybe there's something else at play here. Damn. So that's all the trekking I did this week. Woo! But I did watch a couple actual movies.
So you're gonna already get past Oliver.
Well, he's done TNG though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done TNG, and then he can't watch the TNG movies until I think he sent me the correct order. It's like you got to watch DS9 and Voyager before the TNG movies.
I see.
Because DS9 started when TNG was still on, and then Voyager started when DS9 was still on, and then the movies came after all that. So
kind of.
I think he's in DS9, or because he just finished TNG, so maybe he's taking a break for a little while.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. You're probably going to pass him.
I think if things remain the same and there's still like nowhere to go in the next couple months, then I probably will pass him. And that's his bad. What do you want to do, Jerry? You're the boss here.
I'm the boss. RJ, did you watch any movies this week?
Not a one, but I did watch some Star Trek.
Oh, okay. Well, you do your capsules, and then we'll throw it to Ryan. How about that?
All right, Ryan. I know you just we just talked about Star Trek, but get ready, buddy, because you're going in for a wild ride here. Because if you've been listening the last couple of weeks, I've been hammering out these Star Treks, and I didn't get any movies this week, but to be fair, I think we had 8 hours of Mabuse movies, so I think I did okay. So I'll in the typical fashion that I'm doing now, I'll give you my crib notes, Jarrett, and if you want me to elaborate on that at any point, you let me know.
Sounds good.
So where we left off last week, I am on season 3, episode 14, so 314. Here's my review. Riker's insatiable lust on trial. 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh shit! So, what do you say? Like, what's your enjoyment levels of Riker episodes so far? Seems like it's on the downside.
No, I'm not. I don't dislike Riker. I like Riker, but sometimes Riker gives me weird vibes where I'm kind of just like, what's up with Riker? What's he doing here? You know what I mean? I think definitely season 1 Riker is way different than I think how season 2 and 3 he's been a little bit more fleshed out. He's a huge horn dog. Like, dude is horny as hell. And that's definitely coming up. But this episode is funny because it's like someone sets him up, and the whole point is just like he is so horny and so insatiable that he will kill a man just to get at a piece, as they put it.
As they put it, is that like is that dialogue from that episode?
It might be. Yeah. It might be. Yeah. This episode features what's his name from Breaking Bad, the rival cartel leader, not Gus Fring, but the other one with the belt, Hector Salamanca. He's in this one, and that's where his insatiable lust comes into play.
I see.
But no, yeah, I like Riker. There's no one on the ship that I outright don't like, except I mean, I think I said before, Deanna Troi bothers me because she just falls for people's stories too much, and it's like you gotta stand up for yourself, girl. Anyways, 315, Shooter McGavin on the Enterprise warship C, 3 out of 4 stars. And then there's also a quote from Guinan, Whoopi Goldberg. She so this is the episode. Just I got to give you a little context. This is the one where the Enterprise C comes from the past into the future, and they're just like a doomed ship. And then it flips the time, and Tasha Yar is alive again. And so Guinan, as a pixie, she's just like, nah, something's off here. And she's talking to Tasha Yar and Sidney Crosby, or not Sidney Crosby, Denise Crosby. Yeah, Sidney Crosby is a hockey player, Jarrett. A hockey player. So Tasha Yar, Denise Crosby, she's like, I feel weird here, Guinan. And she's like, well, yeah, you're going to die, and your death is going to be without purpose. And that's it. And it was just like, fuck, Guinan. It was like hitting them with the hard facts. Like, it's like, I know you had to tell her that she was going to die, but it was like, you could have did it a little more gently, Anyways, that's a good episode. 3 out of 4 stars, Jarrett.
Wow.
Moving on. 316, Data builds an androgynous child that commits suicide. 3 out of 4 stars.
Does anyone get their ass whooped?
They try. She doesn't fight anyone, but she's definitely androgynous, and the Enterprise tries to steal her, and then she opts out. Or the Starfleet.
There you go. Federation.
The police state.
The feds.
The feds. They try to steal her, and she opts out for suicide instead, because she says, "Your life is too hard.
Wow.
I'm out of here." And you go, "Whoa." 317. Worf's brother Tony Todd goes to Washington. 3 out of 4 stars.
Cool.
Heavy Klingons. 318. Doppelgangers. 1 star.
Oh shit!
I hate doppelganger stories so much. I don't know if Ryan, this isn't even Star Trek stuff, but things I hate more than anything are, there's 3 things: doppelgangers, mind swap, and mind control. I think it is the laziest fucking storytelling, because it's just like this cheap way to create conflict. It's like a person's not acting the way they would, and it's like, that's strange. So
First Lang's in for a ride later today.
I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth, because later it's not as much of the mind control thing isn't as much, but I really hate doppelganger stories, because it's just like, come on, it's like this is the only way that you could, create tension or drama. Like, stupid, Jarrett. So in that episode, Picard gets kidnapped and they replace him with a doppelganger, and you're just like, nobody cares. Because they don't, like, the one thing I will give the Star Trek credit for is no one on the Enterprise believes that it's actually him. So I was like, that's better, but still. I got 2 more for you, Jared, and then I'm done.
Well, only you didn't get there.
Well, we had 8 hours of Mabuse.
I know.
Okay. And actually, I thought season 3 was short, but it's actually 26 episodes.
Really?
So I got to 20. Yeah, but season 3 is 26 episodes, which is nuts. Okay, so 319. Riker sends Picard to planet Speedo for some Vaj. There's a character named Vaj.
Yeah.
She's in a bikini.
Yeah.
Ferengi incels cause a scene. 2 out of 4 stars.
I think I remember that.
Picard goes to the pleasure planet.
Yep.
And Riker sets them up so that babes and dudes are constantly offering like their sexual appendages to him. And he's like, why is everyone trying to like get down on me? And they're like, well, it's because of this. And he's like, Riker, you horny son of a bitch. And then a Ferengi is really mad that a woman isn't having sex with him. So he gets he causes a scene.
Oh, right. What's the name of the planet? It's like Ryza.
It's something like that, yeah. And it's introduced. You get this character named Vaj, which apparently she is in DS9 also.
I vaguely remember something like that.
It could be 1 episode of TNG and 1 episode of DS9. I don't know.
Is she like a? She's like an. Okay. Is she like?
She's like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. She's an archaeologist.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
She finds this thing, and then and then future aliens come to steal it, and Picard's like, "I'm just trying to hang out." You see him in a speedo a little bit. Everyone's in speedos. It's pretty wild, dude. Pretty wild.
Pretty crazy.
Here's my last one for you. 320. Alien space egg hates Romulans. 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh.
So there were some good ones in there, for sure. There were some not good ones, but yeah, the sex planet with Riker. He's insatiable, dude. Absolutely insatiable. So that's it for me.
That was your viewing?
Yep. That was one thing I watched, and then I got into some TNG, baby.
Oh.
So I had a weird day today where like our furnace was like leaking, and I punctured like my finger. Like my finger's still bleeding. I punctured it at 10 a.m. today.
What?
It's like, so I could only describe it as like a mini M&M was taken out of my finger. So the only reason I'm prefacing with that is I got some TNG reviews, and I'm gonna throw down a bunch of 1 stars because I'm fired up today, baby. Yeah, our furnace. Well, it's like the AC is connected to our furnace, and it was like condensation or some bullshit, and I was like, but yeah, I got this huge chunk on my finger, dude. It's fucked. Fucked. So anyways, there were some of these episodes that like were 2s before, and then I pulled this up just to look before I started, and I was like, nah. Fuck it. 1 star all over the place. So you ready for this shit, Jared?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got quite a bit, so this will be a flyby. 3.21. Barclay uses the holodeck to sex Troy. 3 out of 4 stars.
Wow.
So this is your buddy Barclay.
Yeah, and I told you about that, Barclay. I warned you.
Yeah, you're like, hey, have you seen Barclay yet? And I was like, who? And I was like, Barclay? I was like, I've never seen this fucking guy. I actually thought the Barclay episode was really good because it is like, he's just the everyman, and he's just there. And it's a good example of how I think the holodeck would be used for freaky sex things. Because that's what he's
without question.
Which is that, as I've said many times, that Claire Denis movie. So 3.21 Barclay, pretty good stuff. 3.22, the Collector, the DC Comics villain, I believe.
Right.
Or is that... Yeah, the Collector kidnaps
Marvel.
Data. Okay, Collector is Marvel. That's Benicio del Toro. I was thinking of Toyman for some reason, because this guy's kind of Toyman, but he is more a collector than he is Toyman.
Okay.
So this guy kidnaps Data. 3 out of 4 stars, sure.
Wow.
That episode's not bad. This guy like kidnaps Data, and he just wants him to be part of his collection, and Data won't do it. And then the guy he's real mean, and he kills people. And you're just like, oh shit.
What a jerk.
What a jerk. 3.23, Big Vulcans cry too. 2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
Was it
the crying?
Well, that's where like Sarek comes, and he's like getting basically Vulcan dementia, where they begin to have feelings, and he starts to cry a lot, and you're like, huh, weird. 3.24. Ferengi incels thirst for Madame Troy. 1 out of 4 stars.
Oh shit, that bad, huh?
So, yeah, it's Deanna Troy and her mom, and they get kidnapped by Ferengis.
Luxwana episodes, the worst. Has she shown up before?
Oh yeah, this is like her third or fourth episode.
Oh fuck, that many?
Oh yeah. So this is end of season 3, and I'd say this is probably her 4th episode.
God damn it.
Yeah, she's always. Oh, like, I mean, some of the episodes where she's not really in the forefront, so it's like whatever. But this one, it's just about like the Ferengis are really into her, and you're like, all right, whatever.
That's kind of like, I think a rule about these Luxwana episodes. You skip over those ones.
I won't do that, but yeah, it's definitely.
No. But now that you've watched it, if you ever rewatch this,
I would skip it for sure. Yeah, well, that's what my guide is for. 3.25. It starts with a quote from my man Worf. Here's his quote, Jared. "Words come later. It is the scent first that speaks of love." And I went, God damn, Worf, you getting freaky, dude. The rest of the episode, it's Bev Crusher's turn to be conned by a guy. Yellow morph suit god. 1 out of 4 stars.
Oh crap! It's almost like they were saving the best for last.
Almost. 3.26. The motherfucking Borg. 4 out of 4 stars.
That's that episode's title. The motherfucking Borg, part 1.
Motherfucking Borg, part 1. My God. Yeah, I mean, you built it up before the Return of the Borg, and I gotta say, like, I give them credit. They did show patience, and they're like, they said the Borg. They said the Borg was gonna be 2 years away.
Borg 9. 7 of Borg 9.
Man,
does
that exist in the world?
Where's that face app?
That's what I'm gonna get commissioned from comic artists when cons reopen.
Aaron Lang.
Does he have an Ernest Borgnine as a Borg?
He better. Or maybe he doesn't. 7 of Borgnine. Do the mashup. It's like an amalgam comic.
I'll commission that. No. $10.
Wow, 10. Wow, RJ, you're so generous.
Hey, I will give him exposure on the podcast.
Wow. Okay. So there's this really good little image someone made of like PayPal options. Like, it's like, how would you like to pay PayPal? And then there's one where it's just like a little smiley face with the sunglasses, and it's just exposure. Well, I mean, we're a globally recognized podcast, Jared. Globally.
Yeah, we are global.
Get the big brand out.
Global. So anyways, 4.1 is Borgen, also 4 out of 4 stars. But yeah, these Borg episodes, my God, Jer, they are so good. It hits so good. Locutus, damn, that dude is spooky as hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And then they save him.
Yeah, you do get a good shot of Patrick Stewart in a Speedo, which I sent to some people I know.
Oh, I see.
If anyone signed up for our OnlyFans, you can get that exclusive After Dark content.
Don't make promises you can't keep, RJ.
Hey, if someone wants me to send them a picture of Sir Patrick Stewart in a Borg Speedo, I'll send it to him. 100%. Just let me know.
Okay.
Let me know. So I got a few more, so I'll rip through these for you. Okay, Jer? 4.2, the Picard Vineyard, Worf's parents, and Jack Crusher.
Oh, no.
But 3 out of 4 stars, because Jack Crusher's only in it for a minute. The most of the episode is just Picard on his after the Borg encounter, he goes back to France, to the Vineyard, and he just hangs out.
Yeah.
4.3, teens, am I right? 1 out of 4 stars. So they encounter, like, I don't know, it's this race, or it's like a ship with teenagers, and then like Picard like adopts one of them, and he's just like a real shit ass like teen, and you're just like, get out of here. Oh, actually I missed one. That's 4.4. 4.3 is a Data Lore episode.
Oh,
which was pretty good actually. That's like a 3 out of 4. They actually they meet Dr. Soong.
Oh, see, I didn't want to talk about that. I try to avoid that because I was like, hey, you like that lore, huh?
I just
I love that.
Just realized
I love that episode when I was a kid.
The lore.
Yeah.
The other or the second lore episode, I guess. Yeah.
It's
good.
It's Brent Spiner really. He's doing a triple header.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, you can see if you got a keen eye, Jarrett, you can see where Star Trek stunt doubles come into play. In this episode, there's a few.
I can bet there's some lots of shots of people with wigs on and the back of their heads.
Well, the one most ridiculous thing, like this episode's actually pretty good for it. It's like not the worst, but like some of the normal stunt work where stunt doubles come in, it'll be like a stuntman for Riker, and the whole stunt is he pushes another guy, and it's like you couldn't have done that, Jonathan Frakes.
Oh man, I'm just looking ahead a little bit of what you got looking forward to. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I have like two more for you, okay, Jared?
Yep.
So 4.4 was teens, am I right? That episode sucks. 4.5, holy shit, is that Wilfred Brimley? ? And then eventually I think I figured out, I didn't look it up, but I was like, no, I don't think that is Wilfred Brimley. So we'll leave it at that. And then Bev becomes a space ghost. 1 out of 4 stars, Jared. I don't play with that shit.
Say that again?
I said Bev Crusher becomes a space ghost. 1 out of 4 stars. Because I don't play that shit.
No, see.
All right.
This is what I'm talking about. It's all downhill from here.
Well, I mean, there's a couple good ones. Where am I at now? 4.6. The Yar family is hot for Data. 2 out of 4. And then the last one, 4.7. Worf's son, Alexander, 3 out of 4 stars.
Oh, now, is this the debut of Alexander?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
And it's hilarious, like the contrast.
Does he growl? He
does a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Alexander.
It's a.
See, I kind of like.
Yeah, it's good. I like Alexander episodes. He's fun, man.
You like them? You watched one.
I watched one. I didn't know he was. Well, I mean, I was like, I hope he comes back, but I like the Alexander.
He'll be back.
Episode.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I liked it, man.
I think him and Wesley get up to no good.
Well, but he's way younger than. Well, Wesley sucks. Whatever.
But there's not a lot of kids on the Enterprise.
True. So that episode is good for another right too, because there's lots of Klingon stuff, and Worf actually gets to fight someone. He actually fights somebody, and you're like, yeah, Worf, woo.
Yeah, you tug at your like metal chain sash.
Yeah, he pulls it off to go fight because he's like, I don't want to dishonor what this represents.
Right.
And you go,
I feel that.
Goddamn. So, yeah, my adventures into Trek are ongoing, as always. And yeah, Alexander's cool. I like him. Good. And I think it's funny that his name is Alexander.
Yeah, I know. It's the most un-Klingon name imaginable.
Of course. Do you want to hear about TV first, or I have 2 actual movies I can talk about.
Tell me about Star Trek.
Star Trek? All right, where are we at here? I don't have a ton, so this won't take too long. My Star Trek and watching kind of slowed down this week because we've been trying to reintegrate with society, and we were at friend's house and stuff, so I'm trying to get out there, Jer.
Trying to get all that COVID.
Yeah, trying to. So the last one I ended on was 4.7, Worf's son Alexander.
Yeah.
So then the next episode was 4.8, and I put Make Believe Future Riker, 1 out of 4 stars. So this was an episode where Riker, he gets knocked unconscious and he wakes up in the future and things aren't the way they are. And I don't think I liked it because I was like, there's no stakes in this. We all know it's fake. Get out of here. Get out of here, Jarrett. 4.9, Picard Wesley Road Trip Part 2 to the planet Dune, 2 out of 4 stars. So Picard and Wesley end up on like the Dune planet.
Fuck, that's season 4?
Yeah, 4.9.
Damn. See, I remember that episode like quite a bit. for some reason, because it's like
It's okay.
sad Picard and Wesley's having to give him water, and it really drives home he was his surrogate father all along.
Mm-hmm. It's okay, but I was
proud of you.
I was proud of you. I don't like the Wesley centric episodes though. It's all. Here's a bad one. 4.10. Two-dimensional Deanna Troi is sad. 1 out of 4 stars. So she loses her empath powers, and because there's a two-dimensional being flying by them in space, and then she's like, "I can't be a therapist anymore." And then Guinan's like, "Get out of here." She's like, "Fine, I'll do your job." And then she's like, "You can't do my job." And she's like, "Why not? You just said you could only do it if you were an empath." And really sticks it to her. And I was like, "Yeah, that's right, Deanna Troi. You gotta." She's got to take more ownership over herself, Jared. It's like when she gets conned by men. It's like, you're a strong, independent woman. You don't need this stuff.
Damn it, Deanna. When is she going to learn?
4.11. Data has a cat. 3 out of 4 stars.
Spot.
So that one was really cool. It was a day in the life of Data where he's like narrating. Good stuff. 4.12. Keeping up with the Cardassians. 3 out of 4 stars.
Finally,
so this was the
first
appearance.
I told you.
Of the Cardassians. They are weird looking.
Yep.
I find I'm sure there's a whole thesis statements written about like the Star Trek alien designs and how it's just ridges on heads, and it's like,
yeah,
but
you got to think there's a really practical reason why that is.
I know 100%.
Yeah.
But with the Cardassians, I was like they could look cooler, but I don't know, whatever.
They do, like, because you'll get used to them. They are kind of like, because they're like the new aliens. They get like kind of heavy into that, but you're going to get very used to them over the next, like, especially you see more of them, especially in DS9, because Deep Space Nine is a Cardassian ship. Mm-hmm. That they take over. It's like that design, because like they have like those pretty elaborate like little like their uniforms are very militaristic, and then they lean more and more into that. They'll have that same goddamn haircut.
I thought the DS9 was about a space station.
It is.
Oh, okay, but it's a Cardassian station.
I think.
Oh, like an outpost.
Yes, because they were they occupied Bajor, and that was the space station, and then. When they lose the Bajorans win their freedom, that's what the whole idea behind Deep Space Nine is, that the Federation's kind of there to be like a neutral party, or like kind of like help the Bajor join the Federation from the Cardassians. Okay, if I could be totally misremembering this information because I haven't looked at a Wikipedia entry on this lately, but that's the idea.
Who's to say?
No,
I don't know. Well, no, I mean, I meant who's to say if that's where it goes or not. I thought they were cool. Like I did like their episode. I get 3 out of 4. I thought they were neat, and they, I don't know. I think they're better than what the Romulans have been in TNG so far. Because the Romulans are there, and I think they tried to make them imposing, but at the same time, you're kind of like, I don't care about the Romulans. Their shirts are stupid. You know, Jer?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I just have 2 more. 4.13, Ghostbusters Zool tries to F Picard. 2 out of 4 stars.
That sounds better than a 2 out of 4.
It wasn't. And then the last one, 4.14, Wormhole Raiden. 3 out of 4 stars.
Wait, what?
Wormhole Raiden. 3 out of 4 stars.
Okay.
So the episode's called Clues. They go through like a wormhole and they all pass out except Data. And then they all wake up and then they find out that Data's been lying to them. You can kind of like figure out where it's going, but I actually thought it was like a decent show.
Why is he doing that? Because he's been told to.
Because you told him to.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. See, I figured it out based on nothing.
Yeah, and it was pretty good though. Like the way it played out, because I just like Data and I like seeing Data do stuff, so that's cool. I was gonna say, do you want me to do Star Trek first, or
Star Trek, please?
Okay, I have quite a few. Maybe I won't read them all. I have potentially 11 episodes.
Do it.
I can talk.
Do it.
Okay.
I watched literally one movie this week, and it'll take no time to talk about that.
Okay, that's good then, because I just finished season 4, so I can cap it off.
Oh, sweet! You finished season 4.
Season 4, yeah, I'm done.
Okay, go for it.
So 4.15. This one's got a little more detail than I usually give because I was confused. Making contact before warp potential? ? Alien spies? ? Horny Riker bones down? ! 3 out of 4 stars. So this is like it was a civilization on they were on the brink of having warp drive, and it was like the Federation was spying on them, so Riker went down as a spy, and I was like, that's kind of strange. I was like, this seems like outside of the diplomacy that they usually operate on.
Why would they send a commander down?
Who, Riker?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was just spying on them to see if they were like
Why would they send
ready?
him though?
Because Riker always goes, man. He's always like piloting the shuttle. He's always like offering himself.
But
as,
aren't they aware of his like aren't they testing him
for his insatiable lust
and his like STIs that I'm sure like they can cure like immediately?
Sure, that's why he's so horny.
Right, unchecked, and that's one thing. Like, does polyamory cease to exist in Earth kinds by this point? Because it doesn't get really brought up that often, except for it's like weird alien planets.
Mm-hmm. They do talk about material possessions, and it's funny you bring that up because an episode later is about a romantic relationship with the parasite. So it's like it does get discussed. But anyways, Riker does bone down with an alien, and she brings it on because she's like, I've always wanted to be seduced by an alien, and he's like, I guess I gotta do it, and he winks to the camera.
As he does.
So it was a pretty good episode. I was just like, I was confused by I was like, this doesn't seem like standard protocol for the Federation.
I like to call them the Feds.
Whatever. 416, Geordi the incel stalker / space alien C-sections. So I don't know if you remember earlier in the season when I talked about, or it could have even been last season, when Geordi dates the computer. He gets the holodeck to make this other scientist.
I think the only time I remember you bringing up Geordi last is him falling down a hole.
He falls down a hole, and then in the very next episode, he dates the computer.
Okay.
So he gets the holodeck to like make a program that's like a different engineer scientist, and it's a lady, and he falls in love with her. And in this episode, she comes to the ship, and he like...
So she comes, all right.
Oh my God, Jarrett. She boards the ship, as he would, and he like knows all this personal information about her, and he like really creeps her out, and then he's like, but baby, and she's like, I don't even know you. So Geordi's an incel. 4.17, Freddy Krueger boards the Enterprise, body bag morgue, suicide club Klingons. 3 out of 4 stars. Very good episode. I don't know if you know this one, Jared.
Bob Englund himself?
Well, it's like none of them are resting, and they all start having wild dreams. And there's a scene where Bev's in the morgue and all the body bags sit up, and I was like, whoa. Worf tries to kill himself. This thing was crazy. It's a good episode. 418, Geordi turns into a blue light salamander fluke man.
Yeah, I remember that.
2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Not the best.
No.
419, Barclay fucks. 3 out of 4 stars. This one, Barclay gets transcended to a higher intelligence, and he takes over the Enterprise, basically.
Right. Yep. Barclay episodes.
I like them, man. I like Barclay.
Oh, there's the next time. There's like a Barclay episode. I won't get into much. It's actually one of the highlights, I think, of the series. It's just like for memorable stuff.
I've liked them all so far, so I can't wait. 420, quote, I am not a merry man, end quote. 3 out of 4 stars. So that Q comes and Robin Hoods everyone. Yeah. It's not bad. It's fine. I liked Data as Friar Tuck. That was pretty fun. But I mean, that's a novelty episode. Nothing like crazy. 421, Mr. Picard goes to Washington. 3 out of 4 stars. This was a good one. This was all about diplomacy and racism and just strong politics, Jared. Because there was a guy who was half Romulan, and they were trying to kick him out of the Federation because he said he was half Vulcan. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Very topical. Here's one for you, Jared. 4.22, Mother Troy tries to change other cultures' customs. 1 out of 4 stars.
Oh, she's a real Karen, huh?
Well, she comes and she meets this guy, and it's like it's their planet's custom to like suicide at 60 years old.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they don't want to care for elders, and she like tries to completely change the entire world's like way of life. And Picard's like, he's like, nah. He's like, we don't do that shit. He's like, we don't interfere with them. And she's like, it's wrong. And he's like, to you it's wrong, but to no one, not to them. So I was just like, It's like this episode doesn't play as well anymore. You know what I mean, Jer? Know what I mean?
Doesn't
yeah, I
it,
just
though?
got a couple more. 4.23, Enterprise Spa Day. Bev dates a space worm. 2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
So there's a worm that takes over people's bodies, and Beverly Crusher dates it. And then like she finds out, and then he's like, "But why don't you love me still?" So, anyways.
Yeah.
What else have we got here? 424, Mind Control Geordi. 2 out of 4 stars. I don't like mind control. He gets kidnapped by the Romulans. It's fine, but like they're building up this big Romulan thing, and that comes to a head at the end of the season. It's just I don't like mind control. I think it's shitty.
Yep.
425, Data Fucks again / Event Horizon. 4 out of 4 stars, Jared.
Wow.
This episode is good. So Data dates a lady. So she's interested into him because she says she's into like emotionally unavailable men or something. So Data's like perfect for her. And he goes around asking for advice, and Riker's like, you got to lay it down like this. And so Data's like, hey, babe, want a date? But then there's like this there's this thing that is like shifting things on the Enterprise, and it's like phasing in and out, and there's like someone phases into the floor,
right?
And I was like, whoa. I was like, that's pretty cool for Star Trek. And then I just liked it because I like seeing Data do stuff. And then 4.26, Klingon Politics Be Crazy. OMG, Worf. 3 out of 4 stars. This is when the Klingon Romulan War, I believe, is beginning. I saw those 2 lady Klingons. Worf resigns, Jared, and man, it breaks your heart when he's leaving the Enterprise. It's just it's a sad thing, Jared. Sad indeed. So done season 4 now, and we're gonna keep rolling, right, Jared?
Apparently.
I don't know, man. I'm on board. I like Star Trek.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that at this point, you've got to be enjoying yourself. I mean, that's a lot of episodes you've watched in a short period of time.
I did.
So you've seen Redemption Part 1. What? Yeah. No mention of Sela?
Who's Sela?
The
Klingon names are
the Romulan officer who bears an uncanny resemblance
to Miss Denise Crosby. Yeah, I was like, what the shit? I was like, what is going on here? She even has a snide mark. She's like, humans pop up when you least expect. I wasn't going to say, I don't want to spoil it for anyone else.
No one cares.
Nobody cares.
Do you like that Galron?
Which one is Galron?
He's like, I don't know. He's like one of the main Klingon dudes.
The one that Worf sides with, or the opposition with the 2 girls?
I don't know who he chooses.
Or is he the old guy with the enormous?
He's the younger guy.
The younger guy?
He sides with Gowron and Kern.
Oh, okay. See, the names escape me, but I know what they look like, and I know who they're with. If that makes sense.
I just like saying things out loud like that, like Gowron.
Like Gowron and Korn.
Yeah.
Do you like the band Korn?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine.
No.
Do you have anything to comment on for my Star Trek watching for the week?
Not yet.
Okay, but yeah, I did watch half a season of TNG because I'm sitting at home doing nothing.
Wow, you're only goddamn like 2.5 seasons to go.
I didn't realize that, and it kind of bummed me out. But
and then are you gonna start doing like back and forth with DS9 to get it proper, or are you just going to?
No, I was just gonna hit DS9 right away after.
Okay.
Because if I do back and forth at DS9, then at the end of DS9, I'll have to do it with Voyager too, and it seems like too much work.
Oh yeah, that would be a lot.
So, anyways, 5.01, Romulans Tasha versus Captain Data, 4 out of 4 stars.
Hell yeah.
So actually, other than a couple like low points, season 5 has been like a big slam dunk.
Mm-hmm.
This season's been really good. 5.02. Or what were you gonna say?
Oh no, yeah, no. That was like kind of the probably going forward. It's like there's mostly firing on all cylinders.
It is, man. There's some really good episodes in this season. So Romulan and Tasha, Captain Data.
Oh,
Data
hey,
gets
what?
his own like ship that he captains, and it's kind of hilarious. Like the background of his ship is like a network circuit board, and it's all lighting up green.
Yeah,
it's wicked. It's awesome.
So the one thing that we haven't talked about too much, I don't recall, but like the improvement of the uniforms. Like
so it happened at season 3.
Yeah, but then you'll get the even better tweaks going forward.
So this season, Picard has a new uniform where it's like a gray sweater with like a coat.
Yeah.
And I figured the only reason I think it had to have happened was I bet Patrick Stewart was like, I'm cold. I want to wear like a coat. And like, cause that's the only real like explanation I have for it, but it's nice, man. I would wear that.
No, that's like, I love the open gray interior.
Yeah. I'd wear that shit in real life. Like I took a picture and I sent it to Andy. I was like, check out this fucking hot fashion. And she was like, what are you showing me? I was like, I don't know. But you get that in.
It's like a jacket now that I'm looking at it though. It's got like the leather like.
Here, I'll send. I have a pic.
I've got it right here. Oh shit! You're coming toward Darmok.
Is that
or have you watched
5.2?
Darmok? Is that 5.2?
So 5.02, I have Picard and a strong Catholic lizard man versus the Predator.
Darmok.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 stars. That episode's awesome.
Yeah,
it's really good.
What does he say? Shaka.
It's like,
when the walls fell.
Yeah, when the walls fell. Shaka, your arms open. Shaka. Fuck, that's good. And he's just a strong Catholic lizard trying to do his thing. And the Predator comes and he's fucking hunting them, and you're like, God damn. That's a good episode. That's where you first get Picard's gray sweater with the coat over top.
Yep.
Is that episode. Very good stuff. So off the bat, two like wicked episodes in a row. Very good. 5.03. Hi, I'm a Federation Admiral, and I'll be your bad guy tonight.
Nice.
3 out of 4 stars. Because anytime you see a Federation Admiral, they're just like without doubt, they end up being the bad guy, whether they're just overtly like openly bad, they're actually trying to do something bad, or they're just a shitty person and they're doing something bad.
This is the Ensign Rowe episode.
Yeah, this is the first appearance of Ensign Rowe.
So this is the beginning. This is the Bajoran stuff starts coming into play.
Yeah, there's been she's popped up twice, I think, so far.
Yep. Yeah, she was just like around.
Mm-hmm. She's around, and I've never mentioned, but like O'Brien and Keiko.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
They're already married and they're already like having fights now, but they've been for like a whole season or 2. They've been kind of involved.
Right.
But yeah, this one it was still a good episode, but I'm getting really tired of any time you see a Federation Admiral, they're just the bad guy and you know it. Just like you just know that they are. So that kind of sucks. 5.04, Space Karen is depressed. 2 out of 4 stars. This episode was actually, it almost was good. There's like this crystallite thing floating around, and this lady, it killed her son, and she's losing her mind on the Enterprise. It was kind of cool, but there were a few things I didn't like about it. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just now you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, the crystalline entity. It's something I haven't thought about for a long time.
It's one of those episodes that's kind of this season has a lot of episodes that end in a bummer, because it ends in a bummer because like she's got a vendetta against it and they're like, we don't know what it is, it's blowing up ships, but then Picard actually makes contact with it and they're like, oh, it's like it understands us, and he even says, he's like, this is the entire point of Starfleet, is to like make contact with these beings, and then she like blows it up, and then like that's how the episode ends, and you're just like because she thinks it killed her son, so she thinks blowing it up will be like vengeance and justice. But she also falls in love with Data because Data has a program that was like her son's diary. So she thinks Data is her son. She blows up the crystalline entity, and then she's talking to Data and she's like, I did it for you, like Bill. And Data's like, he's like, from what I understand of your son, he's like, he would not have wanted you to do this. He would have been disappointed and he wouldn't like you anymore. And then she gets like even more depressed, and he's like, yes, you're a bad person. And then he leaves, and you're just like, whoa, Bummer. The crystalline entity, Jarrett.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, 5.05. Stand back. Worf will deliver this baby. 3 out of 4 stars. So this was a pretty cool one. It was called Disaster, where everyone gets separated on different like parts of the ship and no one can communicate to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Picard's in an elevator with some kids. Worf is with O'Brien's wife. Is it Keiko? I don't want to say it's something like that.
Keiko.
Yeah, and she's giving birth, so Worf has to deliver the baby. It's pretty good stuff. That episode's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
5.06. Horny Riker's video game is bad. 1 out of 4 stars. So this is the anti-video game episode of Star Trek, where it's like, so actually Ashley Judd is in this episode, and her and Wesley are the only people like immune to the video games, I guess because they're kids or something. But Riker's on his
isn't that crazy? It's the kids are like immune to the video games, but the adults get sucked in.
I know, and that's why I didn't really like this, because it's that like 90s fear of video game stuff that like you see in a lot of these shows, and you're like, oh, whatever. But Riker goes to a sex planet, and this girl gives him the video game, and they all get addicted to it. So that's all it is. I didn't really like that episode. 5.06. Spock. 3 out of 4 stars. Question mark. 3 out of 4 stars. 5.08. Spock.
Wait.
4 out of 4 stars.
So
the unification 1 and the unification 2.
That happens really quick.
5, 7, and 5.8. So my reviews are just Spock.
Yeah.
I actually think a lot of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek with Eric Bana just screaming Spock, where he's like, Spock. I don't know why. I think about that a lot, though. Ambassador Spock, his first appearance.
Yeah.
And 5.8 is they throw up the R.I.P. Gene Roddenberry. Mm-hmm. So R.I.P. Gene boy, he's dead. But those are both real good episodes. Those fucking Romulans, Jared. You just can't trust them. Can't trust them. You get Tasha Romulan a little bit too, but oh well. 5.09 Moloch Time Travels, 2 out of 4 stars. Yes, that's Moloch from the Watchmen movie. I didn't know what else to say for that one. It was a fine episode.
Whoa. You're talking about Matthew Frewer?
Yeah.
But what?
You know Moloch?
Max Headroom?
What is his name? Matt Frewer, yeah.
Yeah, Matt Frewer. Pink Panther. Yeah.
I know him as Moloch from Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie.
RJ. Come on.
You know, man?
Read a book.
From what? What is this guy from?
Max Headroom.
I don't know what Max Headroom is.
What? It was a TV show.
From when? Like 1972?
1985.
I wasn't born yet.
Well, Max Headroom's a thing. It's like It's like a throwback. There's been parodies of it. Maybe you're just too little.
Well, I don't know what that is.
And you don't remember the Pink Panther cartoon from like the 90s that he did?
I didn't know he was involved.
He was the voice of the Pink Panther.
I didn't know that.
Think pink.
Well, the more you know, huh?
Yeah.
The more you know. I had no idea.
Okay. Yeah,
but
Matt
that
Frewer's
episode's
cool.
not bad.
I like that Matt Frewer.
Yep.
That episode's okay.
I just have a couple more. 5.10 Alexander, like an untamed wave. 2 out of 4 stars. So this is our second Alexander episode. Yeah. He comes on, and Worf has to be a dad.
Does he growl?
He does a little bit, not too much. They're trying out this like wave warp drive. So, but there's a lot of connections between the wave being unstable and Alexander being unstable.
What would the musical style of Worf Wave sound like?
Worf Wave?
Yeah.
I believe it'd be like. Have you ever heard of the band Ride? RIDE.
Have you ordered a Klingon dictionary yet?
No, but I did see there's a life-size data poster that goes on the back of your door, and it's only $12 on Amazon. And I'm really considering getting
it. So I think it'd be great to go right behind you, right where you are right now. So then when people come onto the pod,
they could see the life-size data.
Make it happen, folks.
Make it happen. That one's really cool, and I do want a Worf shirt. I found one on Amazon, which is pretty cool. So I'm catching up to everyone.
This
you
is
know?
what
I'm
you,
only
this is,
20
this
years
is,
late.
this is what you do when you break your arm and you're laid up and you're just and there's a pandemic going on and you're just watching some Trek.
You buy life-size posters of Data because you got nothing else to do.
Nothing else is left.
Damn. Okay, I got 3 more. 5'11", Dad. 3 out of 4 stars.
Another one.
Data saves a kid and then the kid pretends to be an android because he loves Data.
Fuck that episode.
It's actually not bad. It's not bad.
I never liked that one.
It's not bad. It doesn't have a high rating, but I've learned to trust not to trust IMDb ratings for these episodes. Here's one that you'll like. 512, Horny Riker versus the Memory Serial Rapist. 3 out of 4 stars.
Whoa, this is a good Riker episode?
No. Well, I mean, so this is the first episode. So this is another one of those dark ones. This one is actually all about rape. There is a guy, a telepath going around raping people.
Yep, I remember that.
And then the episode ends and the guy's like, we haven't had this form of rape for hundreds of years. And you're just like, you're watching it and you're like, what the fuck is going on? You're like, people are getting raped on the Enterprise? Like, this is dark shit. At least I thought it was. I was like, what the fuck? It was a good episode, though.
Okay.
So the guy's going around and he's raping everyone. And he like tricks them to think it's their memories. So there was a memory of
gaslighting.
Riker getting... He was gaslighting them. It was Riker getting down with Deanna Troi. And but then the memory was that Riker raped her. And so everyone thinks Horny Riker is a rapist for a while.
Uh-oh.
But he's not.
Because people would believe it immediately.
Yeah, everyone would be like, oh, yeah.
Well, if it wasn't this time, it was those other times.
Well, I mean, who's to say, Jarrett?
Mm-hmm.
So that episode's pretty good. And then just one more, 513. Deanna Troi falls in love, quote unquote, her words, with a xenophobic loser cult member again. 1 out of 4 stars. So they encounter this planet. Again, I mean, it's like I said, this stuff always happens with her and Beverly, where it's like these fucking weird cult members or like space slugs, and they trick them into falling in. Like she says, I could fall in love with you right now after she met this guy for 2 minutes, and you're just like, come on, you're like, be stronger. She's a strong, independent woman. She doesn't need this shit, Jarrett. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So, anyways,
you're doing it.
I watched a lot of Star Trek this week.
You're doing it right.
Horny Riker and the rapists.
That's in summary.
In summary. Yeah, but like I said before, season 5's been full of bangers. It's been pretty good. But it's giving me more time to watch Star Trek. Big dog. I should pull up the IMDb in case you question any of these episodes, because some of my descriptions are pretty skimp, so it's like I don't even remember what the episode
how is the second half of season 5?
I don't think it is as hot as the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite. First half,
they came in hot, left cold.
Yeah, well, not even cold. It's just that first half of season 5 is some serious shit, and then now it's the second half. There's a few duds. So 514, Space Amnesia, 1 star. 515, Mind Control, 1 star. I've mentioned many times I don't like either of those things. So 14, Space Amnesia. Everyone on the ship gets space amnesia, and they don't know what their roles are, and it's fine. But like, I don't really like those episodes because there's never any consequences, except Horny Riker, and Ensign Ro are in a relationship, and you're like, ooh, but that hasn't been addressed yet again. So. And then there was Mind Control, which who was even mind controlled in this one? Fuck, I don't remember. I'm looking at the power play. A lost ship is found on a planet where cosmic storms prevented detection. Oh, fucking all of them get mind controlled. Like Deanna Troi, Data, and someone else, and they're walking around like being the bad guys on the ship. But it's like I said, I don't like mind control, Jerry. I don't like it. Anyways, 516, Hillary Clinton makes Worf quadriplegic, 3 out of 4 stars.
Was this a botched surgery?
It was it's where a barrel falls on Worf and
yeah.
like he can't walk anymore.
Yeah, you get like that real weird Klingon spine action.
Oh, it's got like barbs like sticking out of it. You're like, damn, that's cool. I've seen a lot of things lately about Klingons having two dicks, and I don't really understand where it's coming from. And I don't know if this is like some weird online like sex forum thing. It's troublesome.
I'm sure it's accurate though.
It could be. I don't know. I'm not going to look into it. So 517, horny Riker versus conversion therapy, 3 out of 4 stars. So they come across an androgynous race, and one of them falls in love with Riker, and then they undergo conversion therapy, Jared. For 1992, this is pretty racy stuff. Good episode, though. 518, Jonathan Frakes presents Christopher Nolan's Star Trek, 4 out of 4 stars.
Whoa, wait, what?
Cause and Effect, the Kelsey Grammer episode.
Oh, yeah, that episode's good.
It is good, man. It is good. So, directed by...
They keep crashing.
They keep crashing. Directed by our man Riker, horny Riker himself. Episode starts, the Enterprise explodes, and then it starts again, and then a couple minutes more you see, and then it explodes, and then it starts again. A couple minutes more you see, and it explodes. It was a good episode. I liked it. I was like, yeah. And then at the end, Fraser Crane comes in, and you're like, God damn, what are you doing, Fraser?
That's right.
Cool dude. 519, Wesley, you little piece of shit. 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh, yeah.
So this is one where he's in cadet school,
Yes.
and one of the cadets dies. And then, like, even Picard is like, you say something. Don't be a piece of shit. And he still doesn't say anything. And you're just like, fuck your piece of shit, Wesley. He eventually said something last minute when it's almost too late. It's like, he should have said something right away if he's such a good little guy. Am I right, Jer?
Yeah, no, I vaguely remember that episode, and being like, it's just like, it's like courtroom dramas, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of like, oh, why aren't you saying what happened?
I don't mind.
And then finally you get to the end, and this is why. It's like, oh, this is Matlock. Yeah. This is a goddamn Matlock episode.
It is. I didn't even mind the courtroom drama stuff. It was more that they build Wesley up to be this like beacon of like fortitude or something, and like will and like morals, but then in this one he's just like, I don't wanna, and you're like, fucking little piece of shit. 520, Loxana v Alexander, one out of 4 stars.
This is the mud bath one.
This is the mud bath episode.
Fuck.
It's not everything in the episode is bad.
These
but
are the things I remember.
Well, I don't. This is like a very high profile Jarrett wouldn't like episode because it's Loxana Troy and Alexander, and they partnered up for an episode where it's just like, who fucking wrote this thing?
Oh, that mud bath always looks so gross.
It does look gross. It's not, and Worf gets in that mud bath.
Yeah. Oh, and they slide in and just like, cost of living. Just not great.
Here's one, 5.21, Worf Flamin, 2 out of 4 stars. So I don't know if you know what the Flemin response is, Jarrett. You ever seen like a bull and a cow walks by and the bull's upper lip like curls up and shows its teeth, and it's like primates do it too. Have you ever seen that? Look up baboon Fleeman.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Oh, I've fucking seen that.
So this episode,
that's so scary.
Worf lays down a Fleeman. So there's this like there's this thing. Jean Grey from X-Men comes on board, and she's like, she is ideal for every person. She's the perfect mate, and everyone falls in love with her. And Worf does that disgusting lip display, and I was like, ooh, creepy. Not a bad episode. 2 out of 4. 522. An alien catfishes a little girl. 2 out of 4 stars.
Shit.
Big stuff. 5.23. In what world, Beverly, do you think that saving a Borg is a good idea? Was she not there before? What the fuck is up with you, Bev? Are you that naive? 3 out of 4 stars. This is I Borg.
Hugh.
Yeah, I Borg with Hugh. It's actually a good episode, but I find the setup bad because because Bev's like, we have to save it, even if it is a Borg. And it's like, what? It's like, after all the shit that's happened with the Borg? What? So the episode is good, but I found the setup problematic.
Do you think the Doctor should be all about like vaporizing living beings? Bone style?
Yeah, I mean, if it's the Borg, all they've had is problems with the Borg, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay, I got 3 more. 524, transporter ghosts or something, I don't know. 2 out of 4 stars. Geordi and Ro become ghosts. 5.25, Picard tie-dye farm amnesia. 2 out of 4 stars. This is where aliens put him on a farm.
Shit.
It's not bad.
This is like I think one of the most
highly rated episodes.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that now. It's a 9.5, which is like one of the highest ratings I've seen for Star Trek.
That becomes a integral episode to like next generation mythos. People
it's the highest rated episode.
Yeah. And you, what did you just drop on that? 2
out of 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
bucking the trend. Yeah, I will say I've never been that crazy about that episode either.
Well, so I don't know about you, but it's my long-standing things where it's like stuff like it's an amnesia episode, and I don't like amnesia episodes. I think they're dumb.
Well,
where he like wakes up and he's like he does remember the Enterprise, but they're like, no, you've lived here your whole life, and he's like, I guess I do.
Inner Light, because like he's like with his family and he learns how to play like space instrument. The lute flute thing, and then like at the end of it he's playing it dreamily because he still remembers how to do it, and that's like constant, like he'll always do that now.
I mean, that's
Picard references it. He has a vineyard and all that shit later. Oh yeah, Inner Light is like one of the key episodes that everyone hangs their hat on, even though I remember as a kid being like, this is boring.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's like, this ain't no Akiru, folks.
No, it's not. It's okay. It's just, I don't like the amnesia stuff because for whatever reason. And then the last episode, 526, Data the Cattle Rustler. I'm between 2 and 3 out of 4. This is where he gets sent back to the Wild West. It's okay. It's Time Zero.
Oh, fuck. And with Mark Twain.
And Jack London also appears for a little bit.
So I remember when that episode aired, and I remember like, waiting for that cliffhanger because Data's head. They find Data's head. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's okay, but as far as season finales go, they already had the top of the top with season 3. So what are you gonna do, right?
It's true.
So, anyways, that's my Star Trek, and that's all I got. So here, I'll hit you with my Star Trek, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Sounds good.
Want to hear about the first half of season 6?
Absolutely. Did you watch another 13?
Yep.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh man, you're gonna be done in 3 weeks.
It's just that easy, Jarrett. It's just that easy.
Wow.
All right. So 6.01, which is kind of like I already kind of talked about it last week because it's the cliffhanger, the Time Zero with Mark Twain. So this one had. My only thing was Jack London ? 2 out of 4 stars because there's that throwaway line. He's like, I think you might like my life story. I'm Jack London, and I was like, Jack London. I was like, that's bizarre. All right, whatever. 6.02, Barclay takes the jaunt. 2 out of 4 stars. So Barclay teleports, and then he sees things in the.
Oh yeah, that.
I thought it was a good idea, but the episode left me wanting.
Remember when he hugs the space slug?
That's yeah, I do.
And he grabs onto it.
Yep, and because when it happened, when Barclay like went through and he's like, I saw stuff. I was like, whoa! I was like, they're talking about the Johns. I was like, that's pretty cool. But then it goes to the space slugs, and you're like, well,
and they come closer.
I do like space slugs too, but. The executions leave something to be desired, I guess.
Does. All
right, what else we got here? 6.03, J.O. Crystals, Old Up Deanna Troi, 1 out of 4 stars.
Whoa, you say J? What?
So have you ever heard of J.O. Crystals, Jarrett?
No. Like, jerk off crystals?
Exactly. So there are a few people that I think would call themselves gamers out there. They might know that one, but something about crystals and dudes doing stuff to them. But so this is a bad episode. It's 1 out of 4 stars. This dude gives Deanna Troi some crystals, and then she acts real crazy and starts like flirting with everyone, and then she gets like 80 years old in a night, and you're like,
fuck that episode.
You're like, what the fuck? You're like, why is this going on here?
It's always like, poor Deanna.
I know. That's like I said last time. I was like, she gets conned by all these fucking losers, and it happens every time. And you're like, she's smarter than this. 6.04. Scotty's still got it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
whoa.
Scotty,
okay, start over again.
Scotty still got it.
Yeah,
2 out of 4 stars. That's episode 4 of season 6.
Right.
It's fine.
Only fine?
Yeah. Why is this? I see it's highly rated. Are you a big Scotty episode guy?
Oh, I remember being really cool at the time, but it's a super underwhelming episode. What is it? Is it talking about Dyson spheres?
Yeah, I mean,
Dyson spheres.
What's going on with that is like it's just Scotty hanging out with Geordi, and Geordi's like annoyed by it, and he's like, the episode's called Relics. He's like, I'm a relic myself. He's like, my world's changed.
And the episode's called Relic,
and you're like, yes, James Doohan or Dugan, whatever your name is.
Dohan.
That's Dohan. Dugan. So that one's whatever. Here's one that's gonna blow your mind here. 6.05. Ode to Spot / X-Files crossover. 4 out of 4 stars, baby.
Okay.
This episode is called Schisms.
Oh.
This episode, it's only got a 7.6 on IMDb.
Hold on here. Okay. Bing bong.
Boom, boom, boom.
Schisms.
You got up to Schisms?
Yep.
Okay, so Schisms it starts off, and it's Data reading his poetry, and it's an ode to Spot, his cat. And so immediately I was like, damn, this thing's starting strong. I like the sound of this.
Did you just like make a gesture with your finger? 4 stars, mouthing it without saying it? 4
stars. I mean, that would have increased my star rating if it was in a bad episode. But the fact that what followed, I think, is like an X-Files episode, I thought was amazing. So it's like everyone on the ship is like tired, or not everyone. It's like Riker and Geordi and like 2 people that aren't like part of the main cast. Mm-hmm. They're like tired and they're acting erratic, and they're like, what's going on with us? So Deanna Troi like has a group therapy in the holodeck, and they're like, this is what I'm thinking of. Oh, Worf is there too. And what memories, they find this, they make a table, and it's like an abduction table that they were all strapped to.
Alien abduction in space?
I know. I loved it. And then so like the aliens make the signs noise, the like clicking and clacking, and something else that I watched with aliens recently had that too. So like I don't know who decided that aliens just made that sound, but I was like, that's cool. I like that. So these guys did it in 92. Maybe they came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so what's going on is aliens are abducting people off of the Enterprise, and then they're experimenting on them. Like one of the experiments is that Geordi's arm is cut off of his body and then sewn back, or like reattached, and he's like, man, my arm hurts. And then they like examine him, and Bev's like, your arm was removed and then put back on, and they're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end there's they dope up Riker because they know he's going to get taken again that night, so he's conscious when they take him, and it's like him on the board strapped down, and the aliens are walking around like experimenting on him. And I was like, oh my god, I was like, this is so cool. I thought it was so cool, Jared.
So cool.
It's so cool. It's 4 out of 4 stars. Do you remember that episode?
I do. It was creepy.
It was creepy, but it's good, man. I liked it.
I see some call it, yeah, it's one of the scariest episodes of Next Generation. It's like, yeah, there's not that many.
There's, I mean, this one, and then the Freddy Krueger one where like body bags are walking around.
There's one more cool episode, I think, coming.
Coming?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that was a good one. 6.06, Aliens with Asthma, Sad Face, 2 out of 4 stars. So this is the Q Junior episode. It's not bad. Where it's like Q comes on, he's like, this person in your crew is part of the Q, and it's like, all right, whatever. 6.07 Baby Trek.
Oh no.
2 out of 4 stars.
2 out of 4. That's not so bad.
Yeah, it was okay. It's I was watching it. I was like, I don't know who this is for, but whatever.
Baby Guinan.
Baby Guinan, Baby Picard, and you're like, all right, whatever. 6.08 Sergio Leone's Star Trek. 3 out of 4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fistful of datas, which is probably the greatest title for a single episode.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
In any of TNG, even though I think the plural of data is still data. I don't think you add an S, but
shut up.
Yeah. 6.09 A Roomba commits suicide. 4 out of 4 stars.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard right. So this episode's called The Quality of Life. And this lady from a different race comes on, and she's made these like little robots that like go into dangerous situations and like fix things. They're called X-Comps. And then Data connects to one of these, and he's like, they're alive, they're sentient. He's like, and they're not like, he's like, you can't use them for these like suicide missions because they're living beings. And it's like a strong case for like animal welfare. And I actually thought it was a great episode, Jared. But a Roomba also, one of them does kill themselves, and that's like what sparks the whole thing. And you're just like, God damn, serious shit. It's a good episode. I bet you'd like it if you watched it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm almost done. 610. Can the Federation do anything right? 3 out of 4 stars. This is Chain of Command. This is the Cardassian doubleheader. So 610 is, can the Federation do anything right? 3 out of 4. 611 is Geneva Code torture interrogation. 4 out of 4 stars.
How many lights are there, RJ?
How many lights? And that guy, that's the fucking guy from TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze, who is in
David Warner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He loved Star Trek makeup that much.
He had to be a Cardassian.
What's his name?
In this thing?
Yeah.
Jellicoe.
Gul Madrid?
Oh, no, wait. No, yeah. Jellicoe's the guy.
Ronnie Cox from RoboCop is Captain Jellicoe.
Yeah, Jellicoe. And, man, he's a piece of shit. You just hate him, hey? You hate him. He doesn't like Riker. He makes Deanna Troi start wearing real clothes on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
But that's a really good doubleheader. The second episode, I think, is better just because it's like it's all like conditioning. Like they're just like conditioning and torturing Picard. He's like naked, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like this was one where I was like, this is a dark episode. Like just like with what's happening, like morally and ethically, I was like, this is dark shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is this is the beginning though of that tone becomes more prevalent in Star Trek. Especially with the Deep Space Nine stuff.
The Deep Space Nine, which I know is coming up soon for me. There's a crossover episode coming up very soon.
Oh, man.
But I'll just I'll finish off here where I am. I got 2 more.
Well, I guess, the other thing, too, with Chain of Command, because this one, I think that, I'm just looking this up again. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the teleplay by Ronald D. Moore. You know that Ronald D. Moore?
The name stuck out, but I didn't look into it. I was like, I know that
he's
guy.
the man behind the Battlestar Galactica relaunch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. These were good episodes too. Like all this stuff with Picard being like conditioned is wicked, and then all this stuff with Jellicoe on the Enterprise is really good too because he's such like a good a bad guy because it's like all the shit he's doing. It's so like out of like standard, but the episode that leads up to it, you're just like, it's one of those things again. It's like every time you see someone else from the Federation, they're like automatically the bad guy. Yeah. And it's like, even this one, he's not trying to be, he's just like shitty guy. So it's like whenever you see someone from the Federation, you're like, that's the bad guy.
He's the baddie.
He's the baddie. You just know.
Oh.
Okay, so 2 more for you, Jared, and then I really want to hear about what you have to say about things. Okay. So 612, Barclay v. Moriarty, 2 out of 4 stars.
Aww, so there's the other Moriarty episode.
It's fine. It's not bad, but when I was watching it, I was like, oh, whatever. I still liked it, but I don't think it's that great. 613, Geordi tried to kick a dog, 2 out of 4 stars.
What?
You heard that right.
What episode's that?
It's called Aquiel. They go to like a space station and they find like a melted human, and they're like, "Oh, no, what is this?" And they're like, "Klingons go past this route." So they're like, "Did you like?" Jordy starts listening to this girl's like her like personal vlogs, and then they find her, and then it's like, well, why did you lie? Or it's like, who's the blob? Is it you? Is it the Klingon? What's going on? And she has a dog, and Jordy takes care of it, and then at one point the dog's like whining, and Jordy tries to kick it, and you're like, what the fuck? You're like, why is Jordy kicking dogs in Star Trek?
It's like that. It's like the dad in George Washington.
It is like the dad in George Washington.
Maybe.
It's like, I got a grudge against dogs. It's like, oh, why? It's like,
It raped me.
It raped me once. You go, what?
I beg your pardon, officer.
Excuse me? So, Jared, that's all that I watched.
That's all?
Should I also save Star Trek for next week? Or...
No.
All right, Frank, you're getting some Star Trek.
Yeah, you are. We're gonna make
because that's all I watched this week, so I have nothing else to talk about.
Beam me up, RJ.
Oh
right
God.
up. Are you ready, Frank? I know you're a big Trek head.
Are you going to take this voyage?
He's got no choice. He bought the ticket. You're taking the ride.
That's right, exactly.
I'm changed, but I'll go, I guess.
So here is the second half of season 6, Jared, because it's just that easy.
Yeah, you know what, folks? RJ revealed to me that he watched up to episode 20 for last week, but he wanted to save it to pace himself. So
I think
I think something's wrong with him, is what I'm saying.
Dude, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. They're 40-minute episodes. You just crank through these things.
Well,
all right. So season 6, 614, Romulans. Am I right? 2 out of 4 stars.
2 out of 4.
Very typical. Typical Romulan stuff. Actually, I should pull up the thing here. It was a good episode. I think Deanna Troi wakes up and she is Romulan, and she's got to do some stuff that way. It was fine, but like, it's just Romulan stuff. It's always just Romulan stuff, you know. Sure. So that was 14. 615. Teenage Picard plays billiards bumper pool. 2 out of 4 stars. Mm-hmm. So he goes back in time to Q takes him back. It's like, you want to see what life could have been like? And he's like, I guess. Fine. 616, Jared. Do Data dream of Worf's dad? 3 out of 4 stars. This is a good episode. This one is Data unlocks the dream achievement where he can now dream, and you get some terrific... Or Worf goes in looking for his dad. This was a part 1 episode called Birthright.
Okay.
617 is part 2. Valley of the Worfs with a skinned goat. 2 out of 4 stars. There's a skinned goat in this episode, and I was like, whoa, that's weird. All right, I know, Frank, you're super into this, and I'm gonna give it the attention it deserves. 618, Die Hard Picard.
Oh yeah.
3 out of 4 stars, Jared.
Yep. I didn't want to spoil it because there's a couple of movie trope genre exercises coming up in Star Trek, and one of those was like the Die Hard episode with Picard.
Yeah. Die Hard Picard. It's not bad. Like it's a pretty decent episode. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got
him going through like he's sneaking around in the like I don't know the crawl spaces, Jefferson tubes, and he's like yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, 619, season 6, aka Picard fucks, because this season is all about Picard boning down. This is also Picard fucks to Beethoven, 3 out of 4 stars, Jared.
Okay.
So this has some of the flute stuff come up again, and I gotta say, this episode made me appreciate that flute episode a little bit more, where it's I know you were saying there was this big thing, and it's like this is where he falls in love with a geologist or some shit.
Yep.
It was a good episode because she's gonna die, and he's like, well, that's why you don't have girlfriends, I guess. 620, The Origin of Species, 3 out of 4 stars. This was a good episode, Jared. So this one is they find out why everyone is humanoid, basically, and it's like an old archaeologist is like, hey Picard, you got to come see this stuff. It's pretty good. I liked it. I don't think everyone's gonna like that one as much as I did, but it was good. Okay, here's some we can blow through. 621. Riker, thespian brainwash, 2 out of 4 stars.
Uh-huh.
He gets brainwashed into thinking he's like an insane person, and it's not a bad episode. But
oh God, that episode comes way later than I thought.
Yeah, it's got a high rating too, so people must really like it. But I don't like that brainwash stuff, you know. 622, the Bev Show, 2 out of 4 stars. This is all about Beverly trying to do some stuff, and I don't know, whatever. 623.
This isn't the ghost episode though.
No, this one's about like warp drive or like ships
shit.
that can go into the sun.
Okay, yeah, you wait. There's a Bev Crusher episode coming up that
with ghosts.
That's season 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that yet.
No, you would know exactly what I'm talking about, and we'll talk about it when we get there, when you get there in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I will. Okay, I just have a few more. 623. Where's your Klingon Messiah now? 2 out of 4 stars. This is where they resurrect a Klingon god. It's fine. 624. Riker. Thomas Riker. 2 out of 4 stars. So you get Thomas Riker, which is like, it's a good idea.
Again, this is way later than I thought it was going to be.
It's ended season 6, man.
Yeah, no, I thought this was like, that happened like earlier than season 6.
No,
in my memory, those seem like these Riker intense episodes feel like they should be from like season 4 or something like that.
Yeah, it's got that vibe. It's an okay episode, but 625 Clock Stoppers / Salad Finger Picard, 4 out of 4 stars.
What? What's this episode?
It's like they're frozen in time. And they're watching the Enterprise getting blown up, and then Picard, Data, Geordi, and Deanna Troi teleport over, and time is frozen. But when they touch stuff that's out of time, and there's a scene where Picard gets like really long fingernails.
Oh,
it was good.
Okay,
it was good. Okay, last one. 626. OMG, Stephen Hawking, 3 out of 4 stars.
Yep. Playing
big
poker.
Stephen Hawking's.
Yeah.
This is a Borg episode, and it's a cliffhanger. This is where the Borg are now individuals, which is okay. You know,
right?
It's okay. Anyways, that's all I watched. So whatever you guys want to talk about.
So
cool. Thank you for the people emailing in.
Yeah. It's always great.
Hey
RJ.
Yo.
What you been creeping on over there?
What do you want to hear about, Jer?
Some
watching all sorts of shit.
Star Trek?
You want me to start with Star Trek?
Start with Star Trek.
Damn. All right. So if you remember,
are you done? Really?
I am not actually done, but I'm close.
Okay.
I'm very close.
Because I know you're a little ahead, but you're pacing yourself.
I'm a little bit ahead, but by next week I will be done. And these 13 episode increments have been great. The proper format of this to deliver this content, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you remember correctly, I'm on season 7.
Yep.
So I got some hot takes for you, Jarrett. I should actually pull up the IMDb so I can, if you question one of these things and I don't remember what the episode actually was, because my shorthand makes no sense. Okay, so anyways, season 6 ended with we have the Borg, and they are individuals now. So season 7 is the conclusion to that. 7.01, lobotomized Borg. I don't know, 3 out of 4 stars. So that episode was okay. These newer Borg ones don't hit with the raw, virile force that the old Borg ones do. So they're still good, but lore's there with the Borg and stuff like that. What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah, lore.
Yeah, so Lore comes and he's the king of the Borgs.
Yes, for a little bit. Because that's is it Descent Part 1 and 2? Is that those episodes?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So end of season 6, start of season 7's Descent. The Borgs are individuals. Lore's there. It's good. It's definitely. I think all the Borg episodes have been good. So you got to watch them. Just They don't fuck the way that those earlier.
And then you get like the kind of the cool lore outfit. It's like the blue.
Yeah, and it's got like abs, like foam abs in it, so you can see Brent Spiner with abs and pecs. It's pretty cool. Pretty real.
Oh yeah, I'm looking it up. Yeah, he's all looking like his shoulders. Good God.
It's like a muscle suit.
It's like battle suit. Holy fuck. What's going on?
I don't know, dude. It was 1993.
Good Lord.
It was a different place.
I remember the suit being like not this lame.
No, it's pretty lame. I thought you were being ironic.
No, I remember. I thought it looked cool. See,
dude.
No. Okay, I'll show you. You gotta look at the difference here. Like when you actually see it, like from like shoulders up, it's fine and cropped, but then you see it in wide and you go, oh. And there's angry Data.
Okay. Yeah. Data's getting angry and he's torturing Geordi, which is pretty good. Geordi, I like Geordi, but he's kind of a wiener sometimes, and he's a total incel. So, like, were you gonna send me a picture?
I'm working on it. I'm almost there because
I can.
Oh my God! Because RJ,
he can't. You know who I think you probably in your memory you probably imagined him as like Blue Beetle or something like that.
Blue Beetle,
right?
Like Ted Cord.
Yeah, or Booster Gold maybe. I don't know.
Okay, for whatever, because. Life,
okay, I got it.
Okay, that's bad.
Okay,
we can all agree that's bad. But see, what's pissing me off is I grabbed the better version and it didn't actually take it.
Sounds like you don't know how to use the internet, dude.
I do though, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Well,
I've never had problems sending you pictures. Like some of the gems I sent you like, just previously.
Oh God damn it! It's like some like WebP. Oh.
I think I understand what you mean. So the collar and the harnesses, those look pretty cool. But then when you get to the foam pecs, that's where it falls apart.
Yeah, here's like if you, just this. If you I sent you a link to the alpha memory.
Yeah. So just the collar and the like where his pecs are like harnessed on. That's a cool image.
Yes, that's kind of like that's what I remember in my mind. But then you see the rest of it and you go, oh dear.
You go, wait a minute, that's not human flesh under there.
Mm-mm. Well, he is an android.
That's true. So he actually, one thing he does that's super cool is he controls Data and he lifts up his fingernail to press a little hidden button under his fingernail, and it was revolting. But it was a cool image.
I remember.
So that episode was good.
Mm-hmm.
Want to hear about 7.02?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess the podcast is done. Okay. Big gulps, eh? And then I can't remember why I said that. There must have been big gulps in this episode. And then Picard gets miseried. 1 out of 4 stars.
Ooh.
So these 3 aliens show up, and one of them like is there to annoy Worf. One of them just drinks big gulps with Deanna Troi, and one of them tries to get Picard to fall in love with him, and they get like it's called liaisons. And then at the end, you're like, we were trying to find love, and you're like, what?
That's some real. That feels real season 1.
It did feel really season 1, and I was like, when the episode was done, I was like, get the fuck out of here. All right, 7.03 VR Geordi, 2 out of 4 stars. It's the VR episode. He becomes a drone or something. There's also ghosts in this. It's okay. It's okay, Jarrett. 7.04. This is a 2-parter. 7.04. Picard and Riker do some shit. I don't know. 2 out of 4 stars. 7.05. Picard and Riker do some more shit. 2 out of 4 stars.
Wow.
This is a Gambit part 1 and part 2, where they go on like a ship of like mercenaries, but like they're pretending not to be Picard and Riker. I don't know. I wasn't into it.
I don't remember that really that much. I kind of remember the title now that you say it out loud. I'm like, yeah, that there's no impression left.
Yeah. Damn.
Interesting.
Okay, here's one that's gonna blow your mind, Jarrett. 6.05. Do cats dream? / the cake is a lie. 4 out of 4 stars, baby. I'm talking about phantasms. Data deals with his new ability to experience nightmares as the Enterprise deals with the installation of a new warp core.
Oh.
This episode is awesome, Jared. You get Data like going around stabbing people. Worf has to babysit Spot because Data doesn't trust himself there. Deanna Troi becomes a cake, and Data's like cutting her open. There's telephones in his tummy. Yep. This episode is wicked good. Phantasm, 4 out of 4 episode, Jared. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Yes, I do.
Very good stuff. 7.07. How is Loxana allowed on the Enterprise still? 2 out of 4 stars. So it's just another Loxana Troi episode. I can't remember what this one's even about, but it was just like every time she's there, bad stuff happens, and it's like, how is she allowed on? Like, you know? Anyways, 7.08. Picard and Bev bond on a spiritual level. 2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
7.09. Geordi suggests Data should kill his cat. 2 out of 4 stars. There's a whole scene about Geordi talking about how he doesn't like Spot and how Data should actually just put him down. And you go, that's weird. Why would you do that?
Is Spot in pain?
No, it's Geordi just doesn't like Spot.
Oh.
And he's like, hey, Data, your cat's an asshole. And he's like, maybe you should like phaser him. And Data's like, why would I do that?
Does he say that?
He does. I'm not even
so
kidding.
it is. So this is like some George Washington thing, but they never touch upon. Like at that time, Geordi got raped by a dog when he was a kid, and now he's like he hates animals. Like he hates dogs, he hates cats.
Tries to kick a dog. He literally says maybe you should phaser, or because Data's like, I am trading Spot, and Geordi's like, what, with a phaser? And he's like you should kill your cat, and you're like, what the fuck, Geordi? That's weird.
I feel like you're not reporting this accurately.
I am 100%. It's at the start of the episode too. So if you go to season 7, episode 9, you will be able. It's in the first 5 minutes. You'll hear it verbatim.
Okay.
All right. Okay, almost done. 7.10. Data's mom wanted to abort. 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting. 7-Eleven. I know your favorite place. Memento Wharf. 4 out of 4 stars.
Whoa.
Sure. Parallels. I don't know if you know. So Worf gets displaced from time and dimensions, and you see him in multiple alternative dimensions. It's pretty cool.
So what you're saying here, from the sounds of things, at this rate, it's like Worf Data episodes are ace. Geordi, nah. Deanna Troi, no.
Nope. Well, exactly. Well,
Riker's right in the middle. Picard seems to be hit and miss.
Yeah, exactly. Riker's right in the middle. Picard's in the middle too. Deanna Troi episodes, her and Bev's are frustrating because they play them off as strong, independent women, but they're always getting conned by like piece of shit guys. Yeah. So you're just like,
that's pretty tired, you know?
Yeah. Geordi episodes, he's such like a hurt like lamb all the time. He's always like, I'm Geordi, and you're just like, come on, Geordi, you gotta do something. But yeah, Worf and Data episodes are usually pretty hot. So Memento Worf. I got 2 more for you, Jared. 7-12. Hello, I'm a Starfleet Admiral, and I'll be your villain tonight. 2 out of 4 stars. Again, this has John Locke from Lost. It's an okay episode, but it's like I said, if you ever see an Admiral from Starfleet, they're the bad guy.
Right.
And then 7-13, Worf's cousin Vinny, 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh.
We have I think Paul Sorvino. Yeah,
Paul
Sorvino plays Worf's brother, Nikolai.
Yes.
And you see him and he's like, Worf, my brother. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Worf's parents are Russian, but it caught me off guard that Worf's brother was Paul Sorvino, and I was like, wait a minute.
I forgot about that.
So Star Trek, baby.
Season 7.
So season 7, so far it's had 2 4-star episodes. Phantasms and Parallels were great, but it's also had a lot of like, what is this? So, anyways, that's Star Trek.
Do you feel like you're getting exhausted yet? Like
nope.
you're waiting for the end?
No, to be honest with you, I'm kind of bummed out that I only have a few episodes left.
Then you got some movies.
I know. Well, no, apparently I have to watch Deep Space Nine and Voyager before I can watch the movies.
That's not true. You can definitely watch Generations.
I could watch. I don't know. That's what I heard. Is it because there's characters from Deep Space Nine, Voyager in those movies?
No. You could just watch those two. You watch the First Contact for sure. You watch those.
Really?
Yeah. Whatever. Who these chronologies? It's like if my star dates don't align.
Oh well, actually, that raises a good point. Should I watch that first episode of the Rick and Morty Star Trek that they put out? It's on Crave.
Is that what that is? That Lower Decks thing?
Yeah, it's Rick and Morty Star Trek.
How to watch Star Trek in order from Tech Radar.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's not hard.
From what I understand,
yeah, you can 100% watch Generations next. Like you can watch that. You don't. I mean, so technically, you should be watching the first 2 seasons of DS9.
I'm aware of that. Yeah, because actually DS9's has come up in season 6 and 7. There have been 2 crossover episodes, and in the episode I just watched, Quark was on. He phone called Riker.
Oh my god!
And Riker goes, "Hey Quark, how's it on DS9?"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So are you saying I shouldn't watch?
No, I'm saying just watch Generations. Just watch it, and then take a break.
Okay.
And then watch DS9. And
then, so the other movies I can't watch until after Voyager.
You could just watch. No. Okay, I'm even looking at this stupid list. You watch Next Generation 6 through 7, Deep Space Nine seasons 1 through 2. Then you watch Generations, and then you watch, I guess, Deep Space Nine seasons 3 through 4, and Star Trek Voyager seasons 1 through 2, and then you watch First Contact. Then you finish up Deep Space Nine 5 through 6, Voyager seasons 3 through 4. Ugh. Insurrection. You don't. These movies mean nothing to anything. Like you don't. They're all standalone movies.
The only reason I thought I needed to watch those was because I thought there was characters from like Voyager. Like, isn't that 7 of 9? She's not in any of those movies.
No.
Okay. Well, then I can watch them then.
Not till like I think she shows up in Picard or something.
Okay. So that was why I wasn't watching them. I thought there was characters like from those 2 shows in the movies, and I would have been like, I don't know who these people are.
No. I think you're fine. Just watch
it.
Yeah, just do it up.
All right. Okay, so that's cool. Hey, do you want to hear about Star Trek?
Yes, please. As does everyone else.
So
because I guess for some people they're hoping the nightmare is over.
Do they know that there's like 5 other series I can watch after this?
They would probably prefer not to know that.
Well, so okay, here before I start, we should have this conversation now. Are you going to want play-by-plays on DS9,
yes.
Voyager,
yes.
Enterprise,
yes.
Discovery?
Yes.
Okay.
So, because see, my thinking was on this, RJ, and I don't know. I should run this by you since this is going to be like very RJ-centric. But I was thinking I could take all the segments of you talking about Next Gen and compile them into a super clip for YouTube.
Oh my God. That is amazing, Jared.
I was thinking about it. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because that actually will take a little bit of time and effort. Which I'm like right now. I'm trying to put my efforts and time into things that I enjoy, and I don't know if listening to you say season 5, episode 14, Geordi falls down a hole, 2 out of 5 or 2 out of 4 stars. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know. It's possible. Like this is the thing. If we could literally like. I mean, at this point, it could launch into like a side podcast where we just start reviewing seasons of Star Trek that don't actually exist for Next Generation, and just describe like potential episodes based on the trajectory of each season. Because you can be like, okay, there's got to be an episode focused on each one of the guys, and there'll be one where it's like the ensemble episode where there's like a big. We'll do like every season we'll have like a horror episode thrown in for Halloween. We'll do it actually properly where it's not just randomly throughout it. But it's like every Halloween there's like a spooky Star Trek.
Spooky season Star Trek?
No, just one episode per season.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta say, Jared, this is, and for people listening, this is the first time hearing of it, and so unless you edit this out, so it's a surprise. I've never seen I haven't seen this much genuine excitement in months, maybe even a year. So I am fully on board. I'm ready to rock and roll on this thing any day of the week, buddy.
No, we'll just start with the right entire like half seasons every single week.
Yep.
That won't get old at all.
No, not at all. Well, if you, I'm totally on board with it. I mean, what am I doing now? Watching like an entire season of Star Trek in a week? I have the time, clearly.
See, I mean, I feel like this is where, oh man, this would be so bad because I could get really into this and like come up with characters that'd be like, oh man, they bring in a new character. Wesley's back, but he's back for like episodes, and then like figuring out like new ways of using Alexander.
I would love to get more Alexander because I feel like we need teenage Alexander.
It's some real
and we need adult,
non-sexy, non-sexual fanfic, RJ. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'd be on. Well, you don't have to look at me.
Other than like maybe the rise of the Predator, the Alpha Predator Riker.
Well, okay. What was the opposite Riker? Was it Thomas Riker?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, see, I feel like we never got more of that. We needed more Thomas Riker versus actual Riker to see who's sexier. Do you know what I mean? See who's really hornier. These are all things that we could work out over seasons. I think this is a great idea, and I for one would say if you were going to compile these things on your own time, I'll do double duty and watch whatever movies I need to watch to fill in the podcast proper, just to make sure that it happens. I was going to put out my notes that I have for these, but I think what you have sounds a lot better. Because like it was just going to be pictures of my notes, and I don't know who would be interested in that. I did know that, or I heard that those Red Letter Media boys just did their TNG review. So I know it's hot out there, but I haven't watched that. I think I've said many times I don't really watch other reviewers anymore. Just not in a weird way. It's just like I don't know. I don't want to like copy someone accidentally. I don't want to Shia LaBeouf it. So. But so I mean the time is ripe. I mean people. Yeah, I said ripe. People need stuff to do right now, Jarrett. So maybe Star Trek fanfic is what they need.
Mayhaps.
Well, then I better go full steam ahead with the rest of the Star Treks then.
I think so. I think so.
People will be pleased to know, and I'm sure Oliver will be pleased because I know he's like a couple weeks ahead, and I think he was maybe scared that I was going to pass him and spoil it for him. But I am also going back to work in 2 weeks to the schools, just like you. So I imagine I'll probably not be able to watch entire half seasons of Star Trek in an entire week. So we'll see.
I think you could definitely make them up, though.
Oh, I could make up 10 for you right now. 1, Riker's horny. Boom. Done. 2, Alexander growls at someone.
Yeah. In what way, though?
In every way. He comes out as pansexual, and I'm to no one's surprise.
So okay. So I do remember this. Like I think there was like a Twitter page at one point where they actually made season 8, like or something like that. Or people would make people? Yeah, like they'd make their own episodes.
Okay.
Like yeah, TNG season 8. Alien monks think Riker is a demon and trap him in an orb. Data and Geordi decide to make a movie together. It's terrible.
See, I like that quite a bit. So did they already do all the work?
They might have. I think there's more to it. It seems like they retweet a bunch of shit now. Their heart's not in it. So the last real ones was like May 11th, 2018. A trap is. Oh, look! I love the accompanying image though.
Do they have They have like a single image for each one.
No, it's just the image they went with for the Twitter is. Picard.
Are you sending this to me?
No, just type in. It's like TNG_S8.
Okay.
A trapezoid challenges Picard to a race. Data and Geordi discover they've been sleeping with the same hologram, and so has Riker.
Okay, that is pretty good. But this image, I was gonna send you this because it doesn't look like those aren't his real hands, right? I think those are someone else's hands that are playing the flute for him. I thought that as soon as I saw it, and I took a picture of it because I was like, I don't think that's his hands. Man, they're really promoting the lower decks. By the way, I watched the first episode of the Lower Decks, so I can talk about that when we get to it.
A glowing orb tricks the crew into thinking it's cool, but is a dick to Data when they're alone. Riker's wife and son make a surprise visit.
He's what?
Picard wants racist aliens to stop being so damn racist. Riker accidentally sells Data to a prostitute.
See, they did it.
Picard wrestles with the ethical ramifications of altering a murderer's memories. Also, someone pooped in the holodeck and now it's ruined.
See, that's what that movie's about.
Yeah.
See, I think did these people already do it? Did they already win?
I think they might have. Apparently,
But yeah-
there was a book. There was a book called Star Trek: The Next Generation Warped, an engaging guide to the never-aired 8th season. It looks pretty shitty. It's pretty dorky looking with cute little Star Trek. Like, it looks like those bad, like pop vinyl-y things.
Yeah.
It's that style that it will not age well. But
Well,
I'm glad that people were into Trek this way.
So I'm surprised that you don't own this book already, because don't you own
I
most of the Trek books?
I do remember when this Twitter was the rage, and I mean that in the the lightest way possible, because I don't think anyone really cared. But
some of these are really good. Riker protects a class of alien school kids and their attractive teacher during a lava storm. A flock of tiny, flightless birds hunt Wesley. It's pretty good. An alien boy pretends Data is his science fair project to hide him from military forces. Riker's sonic shower is set to silky jazz. It's got it all. It's all here. It's all here. Well, we can discuss our side treks.
A Ferengi attracts the Borg towards a colony he wants to loot. Riker's replicator catchphrase: "Steak for mouth, hot, needs work."
Well, I mean,
Hey, how did that Star Trek Next Generation quiz go, by the way?
I got Bev Crusher, which I was a little surprised by, to be honest.
You're such a Bev crusher.
Like, you can see through, like, the questions, like, some of them are so obvious. They're like, do you avoid social interactions and also you have no emotions? And it's like, I wonder who they're playing at here. But yeah, I was surprised that
All right.
it was her.
Well, enough about that.
Okay.
We're in the home stretch here. We got season 7, the second.
So I'll hit you with the rest of the series.
Yep.
I'll give you my very brief overall thoughts, and then I'll talk about Generations. How's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
All right. So last week I left off at 13. So 7:14.
Fuck me. Are you serious?
7:14. Rape Ghost by Jarrett Duncan.
No.
1 star.
Okay. This is the episode that, like, it's like such a fucking turkey that
It's so weird, man.
so Sub Rosa.
Mhm.
And you know who this Ronin is, RJ?
No.
Duncan Reger, Dracula, Monster Squad, aka Hometown, Creepsville, Canada. He is, yes, RJ. He is
What?
born in Creepsville, Alberta, Canada. Sub Rosa Ronin Ghost in the worst, probably one of the worst episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and Dracula from Monster Squad.
This dude's from here?
From here.
This is revolutionary information, Jared. I didn't know that.
I've been waiting all this time.
Duncan Rhaegar? Rhaegar?
Reger, I believe it's pronounced.
Who is this guy? Where did he go to school here?
You have to...
I'm so interested. 6'5"? Holy shit. He was a tall dude.
He was. He's alive still.
Yeah, he is alive. Man. This is wild stuff. Did he... Wait, so... Oh, he was only born here. He was raised in Victoria.
Yeah.
Still.
His father was a Russian artist.
See, I didn't even know that, and I made the Rape Ghost connection to Jarrett Duncan, let alone Duncan Regiers.
Oh yeah, and he was also Zorro on the Family Channel TV show Zorro, which came on the air when you basically were born. So,
I mean, that's pretty cool, I guess.
I thought that show was really cool when I was a kid.
Zorro?
Yeah, that was on Family Channel. 88. Man.
His boxing and games level. What does that mean? Did he go to the Olympics, or people just thought he could have?
I feel like it was a could have. Oh, look, he has a website.
His dad was a Russian Mennonite, but also a microbiologist and a painter.
Hey, I mean, you were talking about Russia before.
Ragier. It says surname is pronounced Ragier. It's weird. Yeah, this is mind-blowing, Jarrett. Had his own cable talk show at age 14. Well, I mean, we have a podcast, so like,
yeah,
it's almost the same.
Oh, thing. He also had a stint in Air Bud World Pup.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Not bad.
What sport do they play in that one?
I'm assuming the football.
Football? All right.
Oh, I'm right. Look at them playing football with a soccer ball. That's so funny.
Because I think they have pretty much one of every sport with these guys with Airbuds, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, that's a bad episode.
Yeah, it's real stinky. And it's very like, there's no other characters in it. It's just like watching old Gates McFadden walking around in a slip, walking around in her nightgown in a spooky woods. And it's like her grandmother had some like locket, and there's like he's like a ghost parasite. He's
like connected to a candle or something.
Yep.
And, he's literally rape ghost. He's just there to fulfill their sexual fantasies, but he won't let them leave either. Mm-hmm. It's very strange, man.
Yeah, it's very
strange.
It's not a. Yeah, it's like, is this? I hate. Oh yeah, actually, look at that. In 2016, fans of the 50th anniversary Star Trek convention voted Sub Rosa as the 6th worst episode of any Star Trek series. Wow.
Any.
But it was ranked the 8th best romantic episode of Star Trek, noted for its exploration of sexual dreams.
It's okay. So overall, it's bottom 10 of the absolute worst. But when we're talking about sexual romance, it's in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's silly. Silly, Jarrett. So that's a bad episode.
Well, okay. So I'm looking at this list. What the worst episodes are. So the worst episode is an episode of Enterprise. Okay. Number 2 is Next Generation Code of Honor. That is
Code of Honor.
Yeah, that's like where it's like Black People Planet. It's like from season. I think it's that one.
I can't. I'll look it up. You can keep talking.
Yeah, I just remember like that one's got some. It hasn't aged well. Oh yeah, it is totally that episode.
Black People Planet.
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh, that's episode 3 in season 1. Is that the one where they like kidnap? Yeah, they're like kidnap rapers because they want that. Yeah, I remember. That's a bad episode.
Yep. Threshold that's a Voyager episode. Turnabout Intruder from the original series. Shades of Grey, Next Generation. Sub Rosa, Next Generation. And The Children Shall Lead. Oh, yeah. That episode stinks from original series. Move Along Home. Oh, some Deep Space Nine representation. The Alternative Factor from the original series. And Precious Cargo from Enterprise. It's a nice spread. Everyone got some.
Was there any Voyager on there?
Yeah.
There was?
Yeah, Threshold.
Okay. People, hey, I remember you said you weren't a big Voyager guy, but some people are saying Voyager's not bad. Some people are saying.
Well, we'll see what happens when you get there.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so Sub Rosa sucks. 715 is my review is Nerds, 2 out of 4 stars. That is the Lower Decks. So I know everyone's really hot on this. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was like that like crazy of a thing because everyone's like, oh, it focuses on the other characters, but it only a little bit. I think it like you still have like Riker and Worf and all those guys around there too. So it's okay. I don't know. What's your opinion of the Lower Decks?
I don't remember it too much.
Yeah. I think the ending is good. Like the ending of the episode is really good because you have like one of those rare, or not even rare, but like one of those TNG moments where the show actually gets really dark for a second. Like there's one that comes later too, like in the last episode where I had my hands on my head and I was like, what? Like, because I couldn't believe the show would go there. So Lower Decks is a good ending, but the rest of the episode, I think it's fine. Like it's good enough. But speaking of which, Jared, I did watch the first episode of that animated Rick and Morty show, the Lower Decks. So I know you're super interested in that show. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's
stoked.
It was fine. I know a lot of Star Trek people were getting real mad about it, but like it's just like comedy animated, and I don't know, it's not totally for me. I'm probably gonna watch it anyways when I get there, but it's fine. I don't know why people get so mad. It's not like great or anything either, but who cares, right? Who cares, Jarrett?
Who cares?
But so I watched the first one because it takes place TNG. The episode ended and it's kind of gross where they're like, "Do you know Deanna Troi?" And I was like, "Ugh, get out of here." But I heard there's also Voyager references, so I was like, "Oh, so I guess it technically comes after Voyager." I don't know, Jared. All right, back on the train here. 716, Data hair all messy. 1 out of 4 stars.
Whoa.
So Data is Frankenstein in this episode. He lands on a planet and he has memory loss. I think I say all the time, I don't like memory losses. I don't like or like the amnesia episodes. I don't like the body swaps. So he lands there, he doesn't know who he is, and then everyone gets radiation poisoning and he turns into like a Frankenstein monster, and he tries to save him, and then they kill him. And they have to bring him back up to the ship to resurrect him.
Right.
I was not a fan. 717, Body Swap Kabuki Cedar. 1 out of 4 stars. I do not like this shit. So this is Masks. This is where Data is like 1,000 people. He's like a legion, and he like all these episodes when Data isn't Data, I feel like Brent Spiner just really wanted to like ham up the scene, and so he's like he was every like minute he changes into a new person, and I was like I'm not into this at all. I don't know if other people like
did he direct this episode by chance?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Masks, directed by Robert Weimer.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
A director of stuff.
Yeah.
So his episodes, RJ, Data's Day, Interface, Lessons, Masks, Parallels, Schisms, Violations, Who Watches the Watchers.
Well, Parallels is really good episode. It's like one.
Oh, I thought weren't you a big Schisms boy?
Yeah, Schisms is really good. That's the abduction one, right?
Probably.
Or I don't know them by their actual names. I just know them by my things. Yeah, I didn't like it, but you know, what are you gonna do?
It's tough
right,
but
Chair?
fair.
All right, 718. We got the Shawshank rapist on board the Enterprise, and then Worf
and Andy
Fox.
Dupree.
Yeah. So the guy who rapes Andy Dupree in Shawshank Redemption, he's on the Enterprise now as a bad guy.
What, Boggs?
Yep, Boggs himself, and then also Worf Fox. So
does he fuck
is
Boggs?
That's it could happen off screen, off panel. This episode is Eye of the Beholder, where a guy commits suicide in the opening of this episode, and you go, whoa. Whoa. And then this is the episode where Deanna and Worf hook up, Jarrett.
Finally.
So, well, it was implied way earlier in Parallels, actually, that because in all the alternate dimensions, they're like married and stuff, and he's like, well, we're not in my dimension. This episode's okay. It's all right. 2 out of 4.
Okay.
Jarrett, 719. So this episode's called Genesis. Here is my 3-line review.
Oh, man.
Barclay Midwives Spot, Goiter City, skinwalkers, werewolf frogs, de-evolution, spider Barkley, gorilla Worf, Spot is an iguana. No, 4 out of 4 stars, baby. Genesis is so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, that episode was pretty wicked as a kid. Yeah, Spider Barkley was amazing.
Yeah, like, so tell me what you think of Genesis.
Well,
or if you remember it.
All I remember is that like it is like a full on horror movie, like in space, where people are devolving. It's like but I don't get quite like how Barkley is a spider.
Well, okay, so
I don't.
There's,
I feel like
it's not real science.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Well, I think what it is like they're de-evolving, but some of them go past like primate DNA even to like so Spot turns into an iguana, so they're like it's like past mammals into like reptilian stuff. And why does Sparkly become a spider? Or Sparkly? Why does Barkley become a spider? Why not? It's scary. No. It's real scary, Jared. Spot, it has babies in this episode. So you see little kittens, and Barkley's going to be the midwife, but then he turns into a spider and runs off. You got the primordial, like, Worf with all his, like, spikes. He's, like, super shredder. He's running around ripping, like, doors off and stuff, which is pretty cool. What else happened? Yeah, Genesis is super good. And this is why IMDb ratings can't be trusted, because this is only a 7.2.
Really?
But Genesis is awesome. This is one of my favorite episodes of season 7, actually. This
what happens like to Deanna Troi? She's like all like
she turns into a fish.
That's what I was going to say. Based on the like she looks very like she's turning aquatic.
She because Worf bites her on the cheek.
Yeah.
And she gets the disease, and then she turns into a fish, and she lives in her bathtub. She has gills. Riker turns into a like an old caveman kind of dude, with a sagittal crest, and he's running around throwing shit. For people turn into stuff. One of the, I think it's like the pregnant nurse who's in. Or the pregnant doctor who's like number 2 to Bev, she turns into like just a completely smooth thing with like no features. It's awesome. It's a spooky episode for sure, Jared.
It actually kind of looks like what does this remind me of? It looks very like kind of Videodrome-y, looking at the stills. Yeah, the makeup's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, there's that. They actually have a picture of Worf. You don't actually see him. Oh no, you do. Never mind.
I totally see it. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy head mask.
Worf's? Yeah, man. Yeah, because he like he's got like spikes on his back. Awesome, so cool. He gets like I think the biggest thing about this episode is the progression of it, because it starts off and Spot is pregnant, and you're like, oh, that's nice, and then Worf has a goiter, and you're like, oh, that's weird. I had skinwalkers on here. I don't even remember, or werewolf frogs, but it just gets ramped up and up every time you're in a new scene. It's wicked. It's wicked, Jared.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of the best episodes of season 7. Okay, we're in the home stretch. 7:20. Quote unquote Indians. And then Wes is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So this episode, it tries to comment on indigenous relations.
Yep.
Because it's the Native American Indians. I'm using air quotes. People can't see that. That's what they call them in the show. They left Earth to make their own planet, and now it's in Kardashian territory because of the treaty. And the Kardashians show up because they want to. They're trying to force these people out, and these people are like. They're like, not again, because they're like, this is exactly what happened last time. You know what I mean, Jared?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Barkley spider. Fuck, that's cool. So this episode, I think, it's it's got good intentions, like kind of like Green Book, Jared, but it's also at the end of the day, so like Wes goes on a spirit quest from one of the indigenous people, and Wes is like, I think I'm going to stay here. It's really the way to go. And then the indigenous man turns out to be that giant white guy with the flippers from like season 1. And it's like, so even when they're trying
the traveler,
I was like, so it's an episode about these indigenous people. But at the end of the day, the person who was doing everything was just another white guy, you know, Jared?
Come travel with me, Wesley.
Yeah, and you're just like, ugh, this guy's been grooming this kid since he was like 12 years old to go on a road trip.
That's right, Wesley.
Like, I find it problematic, to say the least. So I don't even really know what to rate this episode. It's so problematic. We could get canceled just talking about it.
Oh, man.
We could get canceled just talking about it. So let's move on, Jared. 7.21, Klingon, the musical, 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh,
this
the
is
opera?
Alexander. Yeah, so there's the opera, and they're all singing, and then there's this old Klingon dude who's trying to make Alexander tough. And then at the end of the day, you find out he's like, Worf is like, who are you? And he's like, I am Alexander. And you're just like, what? Okay. It's fine, whatever. 7.22, Picard, Jason Picard, 2 out of 4 episodes. So this is more callbacks to the first season with that Ferengi guy that has a grudge against Picard. It's okay.
Oh, fuck. Forgot about that.
They try to trick him or they change that guy's DNA so it matches Picard's.
Oh, yeah.
Their son. Which is like, it's fine. You know, but
I totally forgot about that.
About that?
Yeah.
Yep. It's okay, but it's, I don't know. It's he's kind of like an Indiana Jones type guy, the character that they make, and he's like spontaneous, and he's just as horny as Riker is. Mm-hmm. So they're like, you know. Okay, well, I'm going to keep going here. 7.23, the Big Lebowski's on the holodeck. And then Data calls a neuron a synaptic map of the neocortex. What a fucking loser. 2 out of 4 stars. So this is Emergence. Actually, no, well, I gave it a 2, but it's actually a not bad episode. This is where the holodeck kind of a computer entity takes over the holodeck, and it's evolving within the ship. And then it's like flipping out the holodeck, and then new life is formed, and then it leaves the Enterprise. It's not bad, Jared. You know what I'm talking about? You ever heard of New Life?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we're in the home stretch, buddy. 7.24. I wish there were more interactions with Starfleet as the police state. 3 out of 4 stars. So this is with Ensign Ro, or actually she's not Ensign anymore. She's Lieutenant Ro.
Yep.
She goes to that planet where they're fighting Cardassians. There's one scene in this episode that I think is really good where she goes undercover, and to sell it, Worf and Data show up at a bar as Starfleet officers looking for her. And I really like the way it was like played out where when they come in with their Starfleet uniforms, like all the people in the bar know who they are. They're like, oh, that's Data and that's Worf, because there's like a reputation, but they're also like the cops of the galaxy. I actually really like that. I was like, I wish there was some more of that. That's cool. You don't see that as much.
Yeah.
And the episode itself is pretty good. Like you get that complex stuff where the Enterprise is there to keep the people from rebelling, but then when they show up, they're like, oh, they do have a point because the Cardassians are assholes. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jer?
They are assholes.
They're assholes. And then we have 7.25 2-parter. My review, Data's Many Cats, 4 out of 4 stars.
Whoa.
I like All Good Things. I think it's pretty good. And I think coming at the end of this, I was on board with it. It's not best episodes of the season were Genesis and Parallels. Mm-hmm. But I like the ending. I thought it was really good. So I'm interested to hear. Oh, Phantasms was also really good in this season.
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like there were some real low points though too.
Oh yeah. This season's got a couple really good episodes and then a couple like real shit episodes. But I like the finale. I think it's the way that it moves between time, I think, is done pretty well. I liked that.
You see that? Was it the Enterprise E?
The Enterprise E with like
it's shooting blasters out of the deflector shield.
Yeah, and it's got like
grizzled old Riker.
He's hornier than ever. He might be old.
And then he fucking gets blown up.
Yeah, he does. He does. But you see Data, and he's a professor, and Geordi's got eyes now, and you're just like, whoa. And then what was it? Worf is like his hair. He's like all Klingon now. He's wearing the Klingon clothes, and his hair is all kind of like loose and out there. And I was like, that's cool. That's cool. I liked the ending, Jared. I don't know. Is it? It seems like it's pretty well represented here.
It's got such a memorable title. All Good Things.
All Good Things. I was gonna say, how many TV shows do you think have that as their last episode?
That specific title?
All Good Things, yeah. Because I know. I don't know them offhand, but I know out of memory that there is at least two or three other series of TV shows I've watched, and their last episode was just called All Good Things.
Really?
I mean, I'm guessing they just took it from Star Trek, but you never know, right?
Yes. It coined the term.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. And so that's Star Trek, Jared.
Well, it's not. That's not just the end of Star Trek, though, RJ.
That's the end of the Next Generation TV show.
Yes.
I think.
Or is it?
Isn't it?
Picard.
Oh, yeah, but Picard. That's a mashup between TNG and Voyager, right?
I suppose.
Because 7 of 9 is like a main character in that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get to Picard or TNG 2 eventually.
Yeah.
I guess. On the whole, it was very good. I didn't burn out like you thought might happen.
I did think it might happen, but he proved me wrong.
I was on board the whole time, man. It was great. I loved it. One thing that I find, so I think my general things are pretty much out there. One thing that has really stuck out to me though was I think they're what are their like, you know, they're like their badges to show their rank.
Like the little things on their neck, on the collar, yeah. Yeah,
so not even the badges, but their rankings themselves, I think are bullshit because they never change in 7 years. But you told like Data's a 2.5, but he's very clearly like Data should be like a 4-star ranking guy because he's that good. And then you have like I remember at the end of season 3 when you get Locutus and Riker gets put in as captain of the Enterprise, he goes up to a 4-star rank. But then in the next season when he gets demoted back, he goes back to a 3-star. And I was like, so is it 4 stars just for captains, or I don't know. There's all these people who have stars because you see the ensigns that have 1-star rank, and you're like, and then you see Worf who's a 2-star, and you're like, is Worf only that much better than a 1-star like guy in engineering? Do you know what I'm saying, Jarrett?
Yeah, I mean, these are things that maybe like bugged me more when I was like a child.
It really stood out to me.
I know. I remember these things. I'm sure you should. Actually, I think there's probably a Reddit page about it.
I'm sure there is.
And you should sound off.
I will. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope everyone else enjoyed. And I don't know. Do you have any lingering thoughts on TNG?
No, not really. Not really. Are you sad that the voyage has come to an end?
Yeah, I was. I was kind of bummed out actually, and I didn't want to start DS9 right away. So there was a couple days where I was like, I don't know what I should watch.
You were listless.
Yeah, I know, but that's the beauty of like, I know sometimes it's a bummer to be in such a like a long thing, but it was nice to know that I didn't have to think about what to watch. It was like TNG. There you go.
Well, I mean, Deep Space Nine is just right there, waiting for you.
I'm gonna space it out from a week or two. I'll try to do some other stuff, and then I'll start digging into it then.
I think that's a mistake.
Yeah?
No.
Okay, well, I am watching Swamp Thing right now, and I only have like a couple episodes left. So
how's that going?
I'll talk about it next week.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I still got to talk about Generations.
Oh, Jared. Fuck. Okay, but okay, how about the monster stuff's pretty wicked, right?
What, in Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I really liked the monster stuff, and I think they actually like his look. I think is pretty good.
Him standing around in the swamp, it's pretty good stuff.
I mean, compared to what we've had before,
Well,
I was like,
sure,
man.
but it's a lot of standing and guys talking like they're from Louisiana,
like Macon Blair.
Kill him, yeah. Oh, fucking Warren Ellis.
He says, let me tell you. Here's like, who are you? A stranger? Perhaps a phantom?
Bray Wyatt.
Well, it's one and the same, isn't it? He says, I love the swamp. I love the sweaty smell.
Blue Devil.
I think Will Patton is the most out of place person. He's like, I'm making toida soup. Toidle soup. And you go, who? Will Patton? Are you from the swamp? Problematic, Jared. So anyways, Generations I watched because apparently you can.
Yes.
So I watched Generations, and
which you've never seen before.
Never seen. I told you I wasn't really a Star Trek kid. I'm a Star Trek kid now.
You're a Star Trek man.
I'm a Star Trek man now. So Generations, I think I don't think I'm offering anything new that people haven't already come to before, but
yeah.
It really did seem like just an episode of TNG, but I feel like Big Shat was probably just like, nah, I don't do television anymore, movies. And they were like, okay. So you have Malcolm McDowell in there trying to get back to heaven, and him and Guinan are in the same things. I did like that Guinan was in this a lot because she wasn't even in like, I don't think any of season 7, which was a major bummer. So dude's in there, he's messing around. You see how Kirk goes out, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. I was like, but I mean, he died in the line of duty, so that's cool. And then you flash forward 100 years. We got all the guys. They're doing stuff. They're playing around in the holodeck, Jarrett, because Picard's fun now, because he realizes what really matters at the end of TNG. You know, that's why he sat down at that poker game.
That's right.
He's like, this is what it's all about. I forgot to mention the thing that I thought was super, super like dark in the last episode of TNG is when time is going back. All the people who are pregnant on board the Enterprise miscarry and the fetus like gets dissolved. I was like, whoa. I was like, that's pretty grim shit. Like who wrote that and was just like, oh yeah, this is what we're going to talk about. Anyways, Generations. So what was it? Oh, Data puts the emotion chip in. He doesn't really know how to handle it. And I was like fine with that. But again, I was like, I feel like this all was stuff that could have happened in the show.
It's all about, wow, I mean, there's no more show, though.
That's true. But it is all about the ending. So when Data and Spock get reunited, man.
What?
Data.
Sorry, it's Skype.
Oh, Data and Spock, when they get reunited at the end, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. What else is there? This movie's really dark. Like, not like
underlit.
Yeah, like it's like super dark, and like I was watching it and I was like why are none of the lights on? What's going on? Like it was always very bright before. Like people are walking around with like no lights on the Enterprise at all, and you're just like,
well, it's because
Picard's in like depressed.
Well, in TV, it's supposed to be brightly lit because you have no idea what kind of TV they're going to have. So it's all very evenly lit and kind of flat looking, but it's by design. But when you're making movies, it's got to be cinematic and a lot of dramatic lighting. Dark. But I do remember that being like the Enterprise just seemed like so completely differently lit. And the look of it's kind of just off, especially after you watch probably 7 years of Star Trek in 2 months.
2 months? Fuck.
Those changes are dramatic. Wait till you get to fucking First Contact. It's unrecognizable.
I haven't really looked into First Contact too much. I know it's all about the Borg.
Well, you just wait because the look of the show completely. Okay. Yeah, they upgrade. They upgrade all the look, and all those decisions really start haunting Trek for the next little while.
I think I follow what you mean. I think that's why all those jerks who are talking about the new show going back to original series optimism, every single person, it's like they're going back to the original series Optimism. And it's like, shut up. It's like whoever said that first time didn't know how much it would get repeated by like people on the internet. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought Generations was fine. Like, I'm not, in terms of movies, it's whatever. But as an episode of TNG, I was like, this is fine. You get to see William Shatner ride a horse for a while, so that's pretty cool.
That's right.
And him making eggs and talking to dogs and stuff. And he's
just such a guy.
He's just one of the boys, Jarrett.
That's right.
I bet he likes to crack a cold one over the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yep, in a public park.
Cold ones for the boys, Jarrett.
No.
So, anyways, I thought Generations was fine.
Well, yeah, it's I saw this opening night at the Paramount.
I was only 4 years old. I wouldn't have been able to go with you.
No, you wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have let you because you would have cried.
Why is it so dark?
And loud. Who's this creepy old man with a big nose?
Who?
Oh, what's Malcolm McDowell's character?
Soren.
I'm gonna go turn on the platform. You stop Soren. And then you got fucking Bill Shatner's stunt double with his wig jumping around some rocks, and you get that fucking fight scene at the end.
Yeah, you get Shat stunt double. You get Patrick Stewart's stunt double, and you get Michael McDowell's stunt double.
Michael McDowell, wow.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
McDowell. Yeah, you get them all. They're all in there. But I think I've said before, I'm amazed at how often they'll just throw in a stunt double. Like in the TV show, there was a scene where Riker punches someone and they put in Riker's stunt double, but like he doesn't actually make contact. It's like, you couldn't have done that yourself, John.
No. They don't want to take a chance.
They're like, we don't want you to like throw out your arm or something.
No, they don't. Well, what if he like broke his fist? Now he's out of production. Like, he can't shoot anything for like 2 months. They
could have written it into the show that Riker was so horny that his hand just blew
broke
up.
His hand, or they have to like work around it. Nah,
yeah,
it's easier just to get the stunt double.
Man,
it's the business, my friend. It's the business. Yeah. It's not a world for men.
I guess
they like to take risks.
I guess.
I don't
know. Like, fuck. There's some skunky stuff in Generations too, but I don't know. I was like
skunky.
Yeah, skunky. You're just like you're kind of like
beer.
A little bit. No, like the
like a bottle depot.
Oh fuck! Actually, it's a brand new bottle depot on the west side here. It was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I liked it. I
remember talking about that like an hour ago.
Yeah. Fuck, we've been talking about Star Trek for a long time.
Hey, all good things.
All good things. So, yeah. Do you have any other thoughts on Generations?
It's been so long. I think every time I've watched it, I've liked it less. I think it's not even like now you got to think. If you got to think way back, RJ.
Yes.
In terms of Star Trek movies, how does it fall?
Fuck, I did have for a little while. I did have a ranked list, a private one.
Yep.
A private one. Let's go to that list right
that's
now.
That's OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's what. Yeah, OnlyFans. I put it at like. I don't think it's as good as say Voyage Home, but it's maybe better than Final Frontier. No, I don't know. Maybe it's not better than Final Frontier.
Well, I mean, Final Frontier is the punching bag of the Star Trek cinematic universe.
But I'm with you. I think it's okay.
No, I think it's a very enjoyable movie, and I would watch it before I'd watch Generations, or Insurrection, or Nemesis, or Abrams movies.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if Generations is as good as any of the original movies.
That's the problem.
And I'm even including The Cage, which is loggable on Letterboxd. Oh,
yes. Which is
with
like
your buddy Pike.
The pilot?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like I don't know, it's got a full entry, so I'm including it.
Cool.
Yeah. So Generations, eh?
Generations.
So you watch any movies?
No.